Why hello lovely people. Welcome to some late night fun here in Tahiti. We're in for a party, apparently. In for a party, so let's get caught up on some fun stuff that's happened since the last game, like Sydney not being available for our game today because he decided he was going to go on the piss. So that was nice. It's not like he was on his way out anyway, so that's nice. Good for the boy. Right. We can go straight underway with the game. Why not? Why not? Let's just make sure I've got a bench that I want, because that's going to be important. Is that what the team I want? I think it might be right. That will do. Let's go. Let's do our thing. Because hopefully our thing will be a thing. You know. Nice easy stuff. Nice easy stuff. Right. Let's get winning. It's being very slow. I don't like this being slow. That's a drama. Let me try and fix that. Try and fix that, shall we? Hopefully that will take care of some of the speed issues. Right. Good. Read all that. That was all pretty fun, I'm sure. And we're ready to get underway for our first game of the stream against Tafana. Just a casual game against the champions of Oceania, who sit just above us in the league. Win today would put us back in Champions League qualification, but whether or not we can pull that off is anyone's guess. I'd like to think we can, but, you know, form lately has been, let's call it uninspiring, just to be political. But, you know, we'll pull it together. We'll pull it together somehow. Trying to have a time we're having some connectivity issues. I don't know why. Let me try and troubleshoot that. 1 second. Looks reasonable. Don't know what's going on there. I'm sure someone will tell me if it's not working the way it should do. But hey, good times. Good times. Right, Anderson for Tafana to Calvo. Fernandez, our Anderson, forward to Caracas. Caracas back to Calvo. Calvo forward for Eduardo Luis. And now it's with Fernandez. Fernandez going to look for a cross. Can he find one? Is there any chance? Goes to Calvo. Calvo in for Caracas to Mario Jose, who shoots from far. Too far away. Which, frankly, is counterproductive. Probably not what we wanted from him. And, well, we go again, I guess, is what we're being told. We go again. And again, we are all over them as well. We're going to go very attacking. Very attacking is the plan. Not sure why it keeps saying I'm going offline and online, but if there is an issue with the stream, do let me know. Because I don't know what's happening with it. If I'm honest, I had this issue the other night, just after I went offline. The internet went down, so I don't know if there's a local issue, or if there's a weather issue, or if there's a what issue. Could be almost anything, to be honest. Jesus. Could be almost anything. I'm not sure why, but yeah, if there are issues on the stream, please do let me know, because I can't see them, but it does keep saying welcome to the chat room in my chat, which tells me that it's having some kind of problem. So I don't know. Right, Anderson, you've not been good enough so far, bud. Could you be better? Is that possible? Is it possible that everyone could be better? That would be nice. Just to give us a fighting chance, like, you know. I don't ask a lot, but I ask for something. Headed away. Come on, let's... We were all over them first half. Why are we suddenly now attacking and in trouble? Why is that Hey, Liam, welcome. Please, you've reached a third of a baby as well. Good stuff, good stuff. Hope you're well, birds. Hope you are doing well. We are getting murdered. I'm good, mate. I'm good, thank you. I'm very confused as to why we were all over them first half when we were on positive, but now we're trying to put them to the sword. They're not playing well, but you know, such is the mysteries of Football Manager. Always the way, but I don't know. I thought we'd be doing better than this today, and we're not, and that's troubling. Still getting the weird connecting to chat message. Don't know what that is. Not sure why it's doing that. Really not sure. Can't imagine why I'd be having that issue, but I'm sure there's something going on. Jesus, that was... Oh, there we go. Eduardo Luis puts it away, and we are in business. We are in business. How was your trip to Nottingham, Liam? I'm getting a bitrate warning. I don't know why. Is stream actually okay out there, or is it not okay? I'm really, really confused. If anyone could tell me, that would be much appreciated. Because if I know there's a problem, I can troubleshoot it, you know? That's sort of the theory anyway. If I know there's a problem, I can do something about it, but if I don't, I can't. Alright, find one more sub. Let's put quarter line in for Calvo. Last time I saw he came across that was Canadian with French citizenship who didn't know a word of French. I guess that's a thing that happens. Just trying to look on the Sky app to see if I'm having some kind of connection difficulty I should know about, because Twitch looks like it's being funny, YouTube looks like it's being okay, but Twitch looks like it's being funny. I'm very confused. Really confused. I'm assuming the fact that no one is responding in chat means that either you can't hear me or the stream is dropping, and I don't know which one it is. So if anyone can just tell me in chat if you can hear me, okay, that would be fantastic. If we have motion, life, etc. Not like this. Come on. Oh. Having a look, trying to run tests on the old Wi-Fi. Because I'm confused. Right, Caracas to Jose. Marcos Jose can't create anything, but we've looked like we've scraped away a win. Now Troy's going from won the football and second a very weird place. You regret going. Did you make it into Hooters, Liam? Is that what happened? Did you make it into Hooters? Did you get to experience the nightmare? Yeah, I told you it's a half pint and escape experience for sure. It is a half pint and escape experience for certain. I meant to. I completely forgot. Actually, I completely forgot earlier. I've had about 47 things to do today, and I've accomplished about 7 of them. And that was on my list. But I do need to get a new skin because this is painful. So hopefully I'll remember tomorrow. Hopefully. Right. Liam, is the stream running okay or does it keep dropping? Can you let me know? Just asking because my chat has about 97 messages in it saying welcome to the chat room, which indicates it's losing connection. But if it's not, then you'd be in the best position to tell me if it's working or not. I don't know if it's like a Twitch issue or if it's a me issue or a what issue. I can't tell if you're joking, Liam. I really can't tell if you're joking. Oh, I see what's happening. I understand now. I've worked it out. I know what's happening now. That should be better. I think I know what was happening. There we go. It's because I had a VPN running. That's what did it. I had a VPN running earlier so I could sail the 7 seas. But hopefully that's fixed it now. We'll find out, but yeah, I think that might be what had broken it. I think it was unhappy with me sailing the 7 seas. Right. Sydney, fully paying his wages. Yeah, go. You want to go out on the piss, mate? You can go out on the piss wherever this is. Capital TO. Doesn't say which city it's in because that would be, I guess, too much information to give me. Does annoy me there's no way of seeing which city. Oh, is there a way? Nope, there's no way of seeing which city a club is in anymore. That's just information we can't have. That's nice. You'd think that'd be basic information. Oh, there we go. Palmas. Don't know. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. But anyway, I hope they've got some lovely nightclubs for Sydney to go and get drunk in all the time. Because he seems to think that's a thing he can get away with here. So we'll send him home. And hopefully being deported from Tahiti will help him out. Also, I don't understand how we're not above Tafan and how we've beaten them. Don't understand. We had 3 less points than them, or 2 less points than them, then we beat them. And now we're somehow level on points with them, and oh shit. I did not mean to do that. Okay, good. Good. We'll cancel that in a second. Anderson is not a player I want to let go. Abu Kir Fertilizers Club and Aswit Petroleum. Love it. Love it. I don't think I want to sell my goalkeeper to you. I'll be honest, I think I'd like to keep him. So we could just handle that and then we'll cancel that. Problem solved. Good. Good. Anyway, yeah. Aside from your trip to Hooters and the terrible football, how are things going? Liam, I'm curious. I'm curious about how is life? Real Madrid Benfica. Ooh. You'll never believe it, but I didn't watch it. I really should get in the habit of watching more football. I would say I watch a surprisingly little amount of football for someone that streams Football Manager. Possibly too little. It's I don't know if I'm falling out of love with football as a sport or not. Like, life's fine. It's I've got to be. I'm on BBC Radio Wiltshire on Monday, so that's fun. That'll be a fun time. Otherwise, just stressful, tiring, the usual, really. Yeah, I was gonna stream last night, and then after the game, I was really angry, and not just about the result. I was really upset about Ollie Clark playing yesterday, and I've been having thoughts about how I don't know if I can support the club anymore after that, because it's just really poor. It's really poor. Benfica's goalkeeper scored the last minute of the game to get into the playoffs. Crazy. Jimmy Glass lives. But yeah, so that's why I didn't stream last night, essentially. Because I was just really angry after the game, because I'm finding it really hard to be a Town fan at the moment, because I'm finding my moral compass conflicting with my footballing compass. Like, do I still want to see us get promotion? Sure. Do I want to see us get promotion with, frankly, a sex offender in the team? Not really. And it's just made me question everything. It's made me question whether I want to support a club that will keep a girl like that. It's made me question whether I still have any respect for Ian Holloway for keeping a player like that. Fair. Yeah, it's just lots in my head at the moment. Lots in my head. But you know, I'll work through it somehow. Somehow. What would be nice would be to have a lovely stream where I get a decent run of games going, a decent run of goals going, a decent run of wins going. That would make a lot of things go. Or another player, Janino for Dragons, has decided to go out on the drink the night before a game. Such professionalism. That's just reminded me I need to update my Discord link. That's a thing I need to do. 1 second, let me make sure I've got that set up properly. Yeah, Talon Ready Women's New Gen players. I wonder why, what's his name, went out on a drink. I mean, it seems to be all of our players all the time going out for a drink, and that's the thing that bothers me. I've just seen your found the dodgy lasagna in Football Manager, your Colgate beef lasagna. That's interesting. Edit invite link. Expire after. Never. Perfect. There we go. That should work. And then I'll put that into Stream Elements. For that one. I know, here I am with the super entertaining stream. Guarantee lasagna contained toothpaste instead of ricotta or bechamel? Probably. I didn't even know Colgate made food. That's worrisome. For sure. That one as well. Right, I've finally figured out how to do a permanent Discord link, so I don't have to do that ever again. Look at me learning. Look at me learning in real time to do stuff in real time with the learning. Right. Anderson, you want to play more. Guglino's fine. There's no real reason to fiddle with that, is there? We'll just go out against Punaru. Colgate made lasagna in the United States is abandoned making food after it was a commercial failure. Can't imagine why. It's almost like you've associated your brand with a toothpaste, and so that's all anyone wants from you. I feel the same way about anything from Bird's Eye that isn't fish fingers. Like, why are you making chicken stuff? What's wrong with you? Fish fingers. Just do fish fingers. And in fact, judging by the last box of Bird's Eye fish fingers I got, do them better, because they're not very good. They've got worse. They're half the size they used to be, and they're covered in batter for some reason. It's just not right. It's just wrong. Frankly, I should have called the police when I opened the box. That's all I'm saying. Fish fingers, they should be at least the size of my finger and covered in breadcrumbs. Otherwise, they're just terrible. That's what I'm saying. I know it's a bold statement, but I am throwing that into the universe. Also, on my adventures today that have frustrated me, I decided to go to Iceland to do some food shopping, and they were shut for no good reason. They just had a sign on the window that literally just said "shut" scribbled on a piece of paper. No explanation, no like solid idea of what was going on. It just said "shut" on a piece of paper. I mean, it's possible. Maybe they were rearranging the shop again for the 97th time this week. It's Iceland. I don't know how to like properly translate Iceland as a supermarket for you, Elodie, to your locality. Um, Obviously, it is a frozen food type place. That's fairly self-explanatory. But it's like the most autistic, unfriendly experience in the world, because I like to know where things are when I walk into my local supermarket, and they literally rearrange the freezers every week or so, and nothing is in the place it should be. Nothing is in the place it should be anytime I walk in there. So, like, one week you'll have pizzas next to fish, and the next week you'll have, pizzas next to burgers or whatever, and the fish is somewhere, and drives me mad, drives me crazy. Having Iceland aged it worth going. I mean, the deals are good. The deals are still good. It's just frustrating as hell trying to find anything in there. It really makes me angry. Like I like to go into a shop, grab the shit I need, get the fuck out. That's all I know. I'm very simple. Into the supermarket, grab the shit I need, get the fuck out. Really straightforward. And I can't do that in Iceland because I don't know where anything is when I walk in the store. And yeah, I know it's a weird rant to be on a. Nope, didn't want to do that on a random Wednesday night. Are we still at Wednesday? I can't remember. I can't remember what day we're on. I feel like I've not slept in a few days, so that's fun. Who's the last sub coming on? I think we will stick quarter line on again. That worked out alright last time. Done much today. My dad came around to fix my washing machine because it was walking across the kitchen. Then I did some work on the book. I've sent about 1,000 emails today. Organised a gig for the band. Then we talked about the single release for the band, trying to work that out. I've done some light journalism. Went to the supermarket. Went to Tesco, and then obviously had the Iceland experience. Came back, recorded Friday's Supermarine episode. Watched a couple of episodes of what's that show called? Peripheral. And then here we are, I guess. Oh, Andrew Potter with a winning goal. See, I've not done much today. Just like I've done those things, but none of the like million other things I had to do today. Like it's really been kind of. I've done stuff, but none of it was productive, apart from like shooting Friday's video. And even that was frustrating because I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm getting really frustrated with Supermarine. So they're driving me mental at the minute. Be very, very glad to get this season finished. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I'm questioning whether or not our goalkeeper has hands or not, but I am questioning whether he's got a brain. But you know, these things are sent to try us and all that stuff. It's one of the things I'm actually quite enjoying about FM26, if I'm honest, is that it is harder to win than any FM before. It's much, much harder to be like consistently winning. Like I haven't fully broken the match engine yet. Like I've come pretty close. I've definitely pushed it until it's flexed a little bit, but I haven't fully broken it. Like I had a 4-4-2 on FM24 that, frankly, I could guarantee a win in almost any game. I just realised, well, I'm such a twat. I wonder why we were conceding goals. It's because I put Lynham on right wing and Marcos Jose at left back. Jesus Christ. I shouldn't be allowed to use football. Right, let's get an equaliser and then we'll pretend I'm a genius. That's the plan. We're going to get an equaliser and we'll all pretend I was a genius. There we go. I'm a genius. Meant it all along. I was just playing with their heads, this team who are much worse than us. I was just playing with their heads by having a couple of players on the pitch completely out of position to see if they'd notice. Just for the lols. It's his first goal for the club. Lovely. There we go. We got it done. We got it done. We're still in the promotion, in the Champions League race, so it could have gone much worse. We got there in the end. We're all doing well. We're all just vibing. Which is fine. But yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend Peripheral. It's on Prime. It has Chloe Grace Moretz in it. And it's weird to me that she's an adult now. Like, my brain isn't sure it likes it. Because in my head, she's always going to be about, you know, 10 or whatever. It turns out she's nearly 30, which is troubling, because she still looks a bit 12. So, but it's a great show. Quite enjoying it so far. Yeah, we'll talk business to whoever that is that wants Sydney. Didn't see who it was. Didn't much care. Colo Colo of Buenos Aires, I believe. No, Colo Colo Bahia, of course. Why would there not be 19 Colos? Hey, Wool. Lovely day for fishing. I was talking about Peripheral on Prime. Really good show. Really enjoying it so far. I know I'm a couple of years behind, but I'm really enjoying it. It's very interesting in that really kind of short explanation of it for those who haven't seen it. Chloe Grace Moretz is, for some reason, a really, really good video gamer, and she plays video games to earn money for her family, who for some reason need drugs. And she gets asked to play this video game, and it turns out that she's not actually playing a video game. She thinks she's playing a virtual reality video game, except she's not. She's just like inhabiting another human in the future. It's really odd, but it's really good. It's one of those like sci-fi type shows that actually seems to have something to say about the world, which is quite nice. Definitely worth a look, but also trying to get my brain around the fact that Chloe Grace Moretz is a full-grown adult I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite there yet because she will always be 10 in my head. Which probably shows my age because it's been, what, 15 years since Kick-Ass? See, I'm glad this isn't just me. For me, it's Kiernan Shipka. Whenever I say one about how, like, Kiernan Shipka's hot, I'm like, no. That's Sally Draper. She's 9. No. What is wrong with you? Go to the local police station and sign in. But, you know, I guess it's nice that famous kids grow up to be famous adults now rather than, like, growing up to be famous drug addicts like they did when I was a kid. So, you know, we'll take the bonuses where we can get on. Do we want Jose Carlos? Can I have him on trial? He plays for a club I've never heard of. But if they want him to leave and I can afford him and he's good, then maybe I'll bring him in. Oh, well, I'm not going to have a punt on someone I can't watch. So, Tatiana, is it? Oh, Tatiana Ali. Tatiana Ali. Yeah. But I think there's a difference with, like, a Tatiana Ali because she's always been older than me. So it's not quite as weird. Like, she's always been, you know, even though she was a kid in Fresh Prince, she was still like 2 or 3 years older than me. So it wasn't quite as weird. Whereas, like, Kiernan Shipka, I was an adult when I started watching Mad Men, you know, so that is odd. I think Casey Atwood he's still some 19-year-old driver from Tennessee and realised he hasn't raced for 15 years, is now in his 40s. Jesus. That is a name I have not heard in several years. I genuinely didn't know he was still alive. Wow. He has not been racing for 17 years. Wow. I completely forgot he existed. Completely forgot that Casey Atwood existed. What's my favourite movie? I know this will come as a massive surprise. But my favourite movie is Chasing Amy. It's almost like I thought really hard about the username I was going to use for Tinterwebs. Had the fellow from Sixth Sense keep saying this shit is not like. Haley Joel Osment's actually quite a good actor as well. He's actually really good. Like, he was a rubbish actor as a kid, but as an adult, he's actually quite good. See, and this is the thing, like, in that kind of grey area, like the grey area for me that is Tatiana Ali, I'd actually say that Emily Osment might be in that grey area for me because she's not much younger than me. Like, she's acceptable former child star hot because in my head she's always been about the same age as me. And she's funny as fuck. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything I haven't enjoyed. Admittedly, I haven't seen Young Sheldon yet, but I don't think I've ever seen anything that I haven't enjoyed. Yeah, that's one of those things that makes you feel old, and it shouldn't, but it does. Like, I fully get it. I fully get it. Yeah, yeah, that, yeah, that do be a thing. It's I don't know. It's one of those things that makes me very grateful that all the Disney Channel kids I grew up with ended up being gay and they don't have any kids. So, at least they don't make me feel old. Or if they do, they haven't mentioned it anywhere I've seen. So, my favorite one of those like kid stars from the 80s, 90s that make you feel really old is that Doogie Howser has kids now. Uh, Matt Matter have a problem when the 21 team doesn't participate in tournaments and according to how many matches. How can this be fixed? Which league are you playing in? Let's start there. We start there, and I can troubleshoot. That's the best I can do with that. Oh, Eduardo Luis has scored a goal. Crazy times. We're 2-0 up. We're back. We're cooking. We're fine. We're on fire. We're going to get this championship now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. We're going to get the championship now. We spoiler, we will not be getting the championship. There's no way. I have not had the luck on FM recently for us to be getting a championship out of this. My luck on FM across every save I've got going has been so poor. The question for helping purposes, let me copy paste it across to Twitch, because that's then we can have a group think. Because someone will know the answer to this problem. I probably do if you tell me what league it's in. I probably do know the answer, but I do need to know what league you're in, where we're at. Because in England, it very much depends on what league you're playing in. And same with other countries, really. Like, some clubs are just too far down the pyramid for the under-21 team to be involved in anything. Like, it's almost redundant. But I think you could organise friendlies for now. Hey, Simon, welcome. You join us as we are winning against AS Fairness. It does depend whether you click a button at the start of the season too. That's true. If you miss the email where you get the option to enter them into a league, yeah, I used to have weekly friendlies, but there used to be a button to make the assistant manager do it, and it's still there, but it doesn't do anything. And it says every game rather than every week for some reason. I thought about reporting on the forum, but I've got sick of reporting stuff on the forum that no one does anything about. It's just a waste of my time now. So, like when the game first came out, I think I probably reported something like 50 different bugs, and they ignored every single one of them. So I just decided it wasn't worth wasting my time to keep posting about bugs if no one was actually going to read the bugs for them. Which some will say is petty, and I don't care, because you know, at least acknowledge you've seen it. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You don't need to respond to it. Like they have like you see it on the forum. They have a drop down of like where they can mark things as like seen or under consideration or whatever. You know, they it has a status thing for exactly that purpose. And if you're going to read it, it takes 30 seconds to acknowledge you've seen it, if that. And it's just one of those like, I've reported many things, and I don't see many of them changing, or if they do, it's incrementally or and little things like that. Like when I'm pointing out there's text errors, that should be a 30-second fix for someone. Like there's a couple of lines of code in the match commentary that are literally 5 minutes of work to fix, but they haven't fixed them. And things like the drop-down box for your assistant manager or your under-21s coach to organise friendlies says every game, not every week, and doesn't do anything anyway. Which I'd imagine must be a reasonably quick fix. Oh, okay. So it's the two little things that bother me or that bother me the most, I suppose. When you go to your responsibilities and you set your assistant manager to organise friendlies so you can keep players fit. It says every game instead of every week, like it should do, and it doesn't do anything. Like your assistant manager just doesn't organise any friendlies. So that bothers me. And also, if you watch the commentary down here, as much as I spend watching commentary, so many of the lines of commentary are coded wrong. A couple of them have really poor spelling too, but a couple of them are coded wrong. And it would take 5 minutes for someone to go through and fix that, but it just doesn't get done. My word. Simon, thank you very much. That's crazy. My brain just exploded. Thank you very much, Simon. Yeah, well, it said numbers of this kind of thing or whatever. Or like, Dave passed it. Dave put the ball past Dave or whatever, you know? Wow, so we now have subs for Wool, for Elodie, for Sir Duck, for FM David, who I don't understand. There we go. And wowzers. And we're on a level 2 hype train. We've got a hype train going. My word, I didn't know a hype train was a thing. There we go. My brain. Simon is now the conductor of the hype train. It's not going to go to 5 times, is it? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not gonna lie, I don't know how to fix that. Oh, hang on. Let me fix that. Add that to my list of fixes. Let's drop that volume down. It's because I can't hear it. Let me fix that. Subscriber alert, fixie doodle, volume control. Let's drop that all the way down. It's true. Streamers never look at the bug list. Right, I've turned the volume down. Hopefully that's fixed. To be fair, that wasn't even the clip I originally wanted for that. But the clip that I did want for it, for some reason didn't work. Let me just check. Will it change that? No, of course it won't. That'd be too easy. Sorry guys, I fixed it now. I didn't know it was that loud. I didn't know. To be fair, I don't remember the last time it worked. So I've turned it down. I've turned it down by like more than 2/3. It should be much, much quieter next time. I promise, guys. I promise. I promise. To be fair, when I started doing Twitch, I never thought anyone would subscribe. So every part of this is a surprise to me. Every part of this is a surprise to me. But it should be fixed. It should be fixed. I hope. I hope. But yeah, there we go. We've got a hype train rolling. That's beautiful. There was someone I was watching someone yesterday doing a subathon. I was like, that strikes me as a really weird concept, doing a subathon. I don't fully understand the concept. It seems to be like whenever someone follows, cheers, subs, they add time to a timer. But it doesn't really explain what the timer's for. My old brain did not understand what was going on. Ah, I see. I assumed it was some kind of begathon. A hype train success? My word, we've got a hype chest. A button mash emote? Wow. Conductor Simon conducting the hype train and getting a train conductor badge. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah. I am going to add some more emotes. I need to get there. It is on my enormous list of things I need to do. As is changing the channel points logo and name. That's a thing I need to work on. I started designing the new like picture-y thing down the bottom for it, but I didn't finish yet. I don't know why I'm putting a great deal of work into it at all, because no one actually pays that close attention, but you know. But much appreciated. And now we've got an ad-free LED in there as well, so that's good times. That should bring the joy. Right, we have got to play Perai next, and they are somewhere near us in the table, I think. They're not top. Maruura have gone top. We Westerners loving it, don't we just? I read that as like West countryers, not Westerners. I almost sat down and recorded a video earlier, and then I had to. I had to rein in my anger a little bit. So there, I don't know. I don't know how closely people have been following the news, but the BBC Charter is up for renegotiation at the end of the year, or the government have to decide on the new BBC Charter by the end of the year. And they have decided, in their infinite governmently wisdom, that because nobody watches the BBC anymore, they are going to force YouTube to force BBC, ITV, and Channel 4 content on YouTube to the top of your homepage and your search algorithm at the expense of, actual YouTubers. Because their solution to people not wanting to watch terrestrial TV anymore isn't to make the things on terrestrial TV better, it's just to force you to watch them anyway. And I was reading the report, the whole report. I read the whole report. It is 3,000 pages, and I've read the entire report now. And essentially, the BBC has been. Everyone's been. I think I've been threatened to be sued for billions by Donald Trump so far, but luckily, I've got a really good lawyer. But yeah, so essentially, if this gets through Parliament, and it looks like it might, because there's nothing quite like a Orwellian solution to a problem that could be fixed easily. It's going to really affect content creators, and especially FM content creators, because we're on the smaller side as YouTubers go. Even like the biggest of the British creators are on the small side as YouTubers go. And so this would, if this forced government change to YouTube to benefit traditional broadcasters goes through, it's going to put a lot of the FM content community out of business, because you just won't see it in your notifications or your homepage anymore. And it made me really angry, and I was going to record a video about it, but then I couldn't record a coherent video about it because I was just so angry about it. But there is a consultation on the Ofcom website, a questionnaire that anyone can fill in. I do recommend filling it in and telling them what you think of the proposal, because it's going to put a lot of people out of work, including people we all like who are FM content creators, just to save them having to bring the BBC into the 21st century. It really annoyed me. It really wound me up. Because if the BBC is struggling to compete for viewers with YouTube, I don't try and follow my logic, because this is going to be complicated, and I'm sure some people are going to really struggle to make this jump with me. If you're struggling to get viewers from YouTube to watch the BBC, maybe instead of changing the way YouTube works, you just hire the YouTubers. I know, crazy, but what if these people that people like watching because they're getting your viewers were just on the BBC? Oh yeah, it's a whole government thing. They announced a partnership, but it's very much, there is more under the surface going on. But it occurred to me, I'm sure, so I don't want to wear my shoes tonight for 800 days. I'm shocked. I'm sure most of us are aware of Ellis and the Away Days crew. That show is basically Top Gear. Just pay those guys a stack of cash to do Away Days on a Sunday evening on BBC Two, like Top Gear used to be. Profit. That's all I'm saying. Ellis, Ben and Alfie could be the next, May, Hammond and Clarkson, just without the racism, because they're not douchebags. but instead the BBC would rather try and put them out of business entirely. So, I don't know. Just seems like that's a way easier fix. To me, but, you know, whatevs. Not my circus, not my monkeys. And because I'm not a money-making YouTuber, it's not gonna starve me to death. So I can at least comment on it slightly impartially, but I do find it really frustrating that their solution to more people want to watch YouTube than the BBC is not just to make the BBC better. It's much like when they changed the rules a few years ago so that now, technically, if you're watching me on Twitch from the UK, you have to have a TV license. Or they can send their enforcement knobheads round. But I don't get paid from the TV license that you have to watch me. So, what? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, essentially that was why I didn't make a video on it, because by the time I'd read this entire report and realised that we are living in 1984, I was a bit too angry to be coherent. And that, kids, is why you should never read government reports. Just accept they're bad people. Greco Alvarez has scored against us. Right, back to the Football Manager. We've got to beat Parai. We've got to win the title. We've got to do it. I sense if we win the title, the Champions League is but days away. I am also curious if now that Auckland haven't won the OFC Champions League for the first time in this save. Fair. Yeah, it does occur to me that if Auckland from the A-League didn't win the Champions League last season, have they qualified for the Champions League? Because if they haven't, then that makes the Champions League much easier to win. Like, if the game is now just having to draw New Zealand clubs from the New Zealand League, we could be laughing. Yeah, the Auckland thing. But then we never really figured out if it was they were qualifying through the A-League, they were qualifying because they'd won it, or if they were qualifying because their B team technically was the second highest rep team in New Zealand, did we? So maybe, but both Aucklands were in it last year. And that was the thing. Right. All of you guys, get your shit together. Be footballers. But yeah, I am curious, because if they've not qualified, 5 Aucklands. See, my working theory was that because Auckland FC's B team play in the New Zealand League and they're the second highest rep team in it, that must be how they're qualifying for the OFC Champions League, but I could be wrong. But they definitely don't qualify in real life, because I checked that. But also, obviously the New Zealand League isn't supported in the base game, so yeah. Auckland and Auckland City were both in it, and they were often meeting in the finals or the semis last year. So that's why I was confused. But I'm pretty sure 2 New Zealand teams qualified for it. I just don't know if Auckland reserves can technically qualify. That's the bit I don't really have an answer for. Right, we are basically throwing away our shot at second place here. Right, Anderson, get off. Just get off. Get off my pitch. Caracas, you've been rubbish, so you're going to be replaced by Marcos Jose. Camacho off for Caramoco. Fernandez off for Dez. And Mario Jose off for Cortelainen. Let's go. Let's do better. Let's do better. Better is what we want now. Let's go attacking. Let's really try and take them down. Because if we can beat them, we can claw above them. That's really the dream here. We've now got Zhang Xiaoming on the pitch, which is just fun to say. We have Zhang Xiaoming, and Zhang Xiaoming will do Zhang Xiaoming things. In theory. That came off everything except going over the line. Come on, guys. One goal. One goal. If we can just get one goal, have that one team, one dream, one vision. Demand more. Come on. I've demanded more. And I'm not seeing more. I'm seeing, if anything, exactly the same amount. Well, there's now a 4-point gap between us and Parai, so that's nice. We would have gone above them if we'd beaten them. And it's starting to feel a lot like we are going to end up stuck without qualifying for the Champions League for another year. Now, we are only halfway through the season. I shouldn't, absolutely write this off yet, but I don't know, I've just got the feeling. Right. We have done Venus-y things. We are... We are doing... Sorry, my brain has just had a small malfunction. A small malfunction of malfunctionings. Huh. I'm very confused. That's right, I just had a random notification off Twitch. I didn't understand because it was from about 3 weeks ago. Anyway, that's fine. Let's continue to try and push our way forward. We've got 5 games left in this league season to overcome a 4-point deficit. We have got to play Tairap, who are in 6th, Central Sport, who are in 7th, Dragon, who are in 9th, and Pua, who sit in 11th, and then finally Olympic Mahina, who are in 10th. So realistically, the highest placed team we have to play for the remainder of this season is currently sat in 6th place in the table. This should be an easy run-in. Will it be an easy run-in? Probably not. But it should be, and that's what matters. This should be the run-in to end all run-ins, and indeed in runs. But alas, we'll see. We've signed a new guy, so that'll help. Fresh legs, all that good stuff. Just got my answer to the Auckland question. They are in the Champions League. I just saw them in a group stage. So that was the news I was looking for. Inadvertently answered. See, you say the words out loud, FM listens. It's the secret. You say the words out loud, FM listens intently. And it delivers that knowledge. So that's good. Sal Carrillo, though, coming in, he could be huge for us. He could be terrible for us. To be honest, I didn't pay a lot of attention to how good he was when I signed him. I just kind of saw he had an A next to his name and signed him. Almost autopilot-esque. So he could be pretty terrible, but we'll find out. You know, it's the adventure we're on. The adventure that we're on, and it will be fun for all of us to see if we succeed with this. Anyway, let's have a question for chat. Chat, what did we all have for dinner tonight? What do we spoil me with your culinary fun times? What did you enjoy? Also, unrelated, a burrito. Oh. Induja and salami pizza with garlic and cheese flatbread, followed by a white chocolate and lemon cheesecake. My words. My word, Wall. Look at you going fancy. I don't even know what some of those things are. I had chicken Kiev and chips. It was super glamorous. Super glamorous. Also, I will say, excellent news today on the interwebs. This gave me joy. I hope you all saw it. But we've got a release window for Season 4 of Ted Lasso. The coach is back, baby. Coach Lasso is back. Bought some Kievs from Lil as well. Oh, fucking, I love a Kiev. I will say, don't buy the Iceland ones. They're a bit shit, but I do love a Kiev. To be fair, I was just too lazy to make them myself, which is somewhat ironic because yesterday, whilst I was really annoyed by Swindon, I baked bread, but apparently making Kievs was too much effort for me. Make it make sense. Liam in YouTube chat, getting really mind stress at Football Manager now? Yeah, we all feel it. What's stressing you particularly? Let's see if we can help. Because if nothing else, I like to alleviate people's stress, which is probably going to end up being a promo for OnlyFans at some stage. But still, you know, it is what it is. The important thing is, I said it out loud then and nobody clipped it, so I got away with it. That's the dream. That's the dream with Twitch. You say something inadvertently very wrong, and as long as nobody clips it, you've won. So, managing, finding a team, handling transfers, been there for a few years. What are you finding particularly stressful about it, Liam? Which part? Break it down for me. You break it down and I'll build it back up. That's how that's going to work. Oh, we're going to get a decent turnout for the Tairapu match. That's nice. That will help us all out. Also, while we're waiting for Liam to fill us in on more details, I did very much enjoy Simon's comment on my my video on the YouTube channel there. That was that made me laugh very, very hard about my timing for the book promo in the video was outstanding. Uh, yeah, it wasn't deliberately in the middle of a game we were losing. I just forgot earlier in the video. I genuinely just forgot. Baked potatoes with beans and... Oh, that's a classic. That's the one. Finding a team, giving up, getting a brain ache, pain, headache. Okay. 5 seconds. Oh, there we go. 5 seconds to writing the routine is all we need. Okay. So, if you're having trouble finding a team, and then you're getting frustrated and you're giving up on a club because you're finding the transfers and things too difficult or stressful, maybe break the game down into bite-sized chunks. So, like, take on a youth-only challenge somewhere like Ajax. Get into the swing of things, like get into the swing of the tactical side and winning things, and then slowly introduce new players once you start feeling like you've got everything else mastered and you can kind of keep focused on everything else. And then go from there, I think, would be my advice. I don't know if anyone in chat's got better advice for someone struggling to get into a save because of the difficulty with various things. Wolf says when you got no idea of what team you want to choose, just start unemployed. That's always good too. But yeah, I think the thing with FM is, especially if you like, I don't, if it, chat is welcome to agree or disagree, but if you're finding a certain element of the game overwhelming, just take that part of the game out. So if it's transfers you find overwhelming, just play without doing any. If it's picking a club you find overwhelming, let RNGesus pick your club. It's there are ways and means. Seaton, how are you doing? Sorry, I know you told me to call you something else. My brain completely forgot. You'll have to forgive me. I should have these things written down, and I don't. Press the random club button, exactly. There's transfers, let your assistant do it. Delegate to a staff member. They get all strong shouts. All strong shouts. Chrissy, that's right. Sorry, hang on. I've got a pen somewhere nearby. I've written it down, so I can't forget quite as quickly. Right. Yeah, welcome to chat. Yeah, delegate whatever you want to whoever you want. That's the way. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with almost every element of Football Manager except the part where you win games, as I ably demonstrate quite often at the moment. But I delegate 90% of it to other members of staff just because I can't be bothered to deal with it. So there is no shame in you doing the same thing. Kit, I didn't see the Benfica game, but Liam was talking about it. I'm good, Chrissy. I'm good. Thank you very much. Anything you delegate is set piece and opposition instructions. Fair. That's the thing. Everyone has their own play style. Mine is very much like, if I want to get in depth because I'm teaching something on YouTube, I'll get in depth and I'll teach something on YouTube. If I just want to relax and blast through a few seasons and just manage the team, I'll delegate most things. So yeah, opposition instructions are fine. Am I currently delegated? Probably not. They should be, but they're not. I'll just take this fella's advice. I don't know what he does. Delegate the friendlies. Wool can't recommend something enough. We're waiting with bated breath. It's a fishing joke. Can you bait breath? I don't know. It's just a thing people say, innit? Just a thing. I don't know what. I have no idea where the origin of that phrase is. I could look it. In fact, I will look it up because I want to know now. Ah, excellent work, Simon. Excellent work. Got a sack from Hibs and now at Motherwell. Oof, that's a tough one to take. If you're generous introduction to the game, either do one of two things: choose PSG, Real Madrid, Man City, any massive team with so much money you can't fail, or start a women's save with Arsenal, Chelsea, or Barca. That's very, very sound advice. I should have understood where bated breath came from. I did just look it up. It's from Shakespeare as well. And I am reasonably well versed in Shakespeare. Should have known that, really. That's on me. First in the league at Motherwell. Oh, that's what we like to hear. Up the whoever Motherwell are called. I don't know their nickname. I'm sure the Well and the Steelmen. The Steelmen refers to the town's rich history in steel production, particularly the Ravenscraig Steelworks, while the Well is a straightforward contraction of the club's name. They also have the nickname the Dossers. And in fact, I think I just became a huge fan of the Motherwell women's team. That's outstanding. A+ to Wall for the dad joke. A+. Hibs fan now at Motherwell. So I'm just going to give you guys one reason why we should all become fans of Motherwell's women's team, and it's nothing filthy. We're being grown-ups. They're called the Women of Steel. That's a Superman gag. We're also winning, but that's a Superman gag. They made a Superman gag. That's it. I'm done supporting Swindon. I now support Motherwell's women's team. Just because they made a Superman gag. I don't need any other reason. You've got me with that entirely. They dropped a Superman gag. That's an immediate winner in my book. It is actually technically a Supergirl gag, but that makes it better because Supergirl is much better than Superman. I'll fight people, I don't care. Supergirl is better than Superman. Just because there's a distinct lack of intellectual insulting that goes on. Like, honestly, the fact that Superman thinks that if he sticks on a pair of glasses, will not figure out he's Superman. Stupid. Like, Kara just sticks a wig on. Much smarter. People remember hair colour far less than they remember her face. She is also nicer to look at. That's also true. And she's an inspiration. If you've never looked up Melissa Benoist's history, that girl has been through some shit, and I fucking love her. Like, she's come out of some serious stuff. Hips say, well, F the well, because that's a chant about them. Fair. She said, wow, Louise is looking like prime Usain Bolt again. Wild. But also, Supergirl is just fucking feminist stuff. Which we like. I'm excited for new Supergirl. I don't know if I'm ever going to get my... Like, it's one of those things where I don't know if they'll ever make me as happy as the series did, because the casting was perfect in the series. But this is an ongoing thing I have with DC when they turn stuff into television and film stuff. Like, I didn't understand why we needed a film Flash when we had a TV Flash. Can't the same guy play the Flash in both? Is that not something we can make work? Is that too much effort? Oh no, you can swear. You go for it. James Gunn is a good director. Apparently, is getting GOTG vibes. You know, my brain should know what GOTG is, and I can't do it. Guardians of the Galaxy. Fair. I'm excited to see what he can do with it. I'd really like it if someone could, just for once, make a good DC film. I mean, I say a good DC film. I quite enjoy the Suicide Squad films, but they're nowhere near as good as they could be. It needs someone who understands that the thing that makes DC really good is the villains, not the heroes. Because realistically, DC have very few interesting heroes. But they've got a lot of very interesting villains. I actually haven't watched the new Superman, partly because before it came out I was working in a cinema and I watched that trailer at least 75 times a day and it just looked awful. Also, frankly, I fucking hate crypto. So, I know we're not allowed to hate a dog. I know it's like a cardinal sin. But Superman does not need a dog to help him. That's ridiculous. He's already OP as fuck, and you're now giving him a dog. It's just too far. It's just too far. It's just too much. Yeah, Motherwell losing to Dundee is not ideal. I'll probably watch it when it's on TV over Christmas one year or whatever, but I'm not going out of my way. Dark, welcome to chat. Simon has been conducting the hype train tonight, the sub train. Absolute legend. We are currently discussing the upcoming DC offerings at the cinema, such as the Supergirl. But having just discovered that Motherwell's women's team are called the Women of Steel, which is A+, solid A+ work. It's true, it will be on Netflix soon enough anyway. Something's boiling Chris's bloods. Probably Motherwell losing. I haven't seen a score yet. I'll have a look in a second just to see how bad that is. Oh, Marcos Jose has scored. That's a great time for me to look at a score. I'm guessing it's not a real life score, but I'll check anyway. It's not. That's okay. We're good. I was like, what's going on? What? It'll be fine. You'll fix it. Relax. Marcus Jose has put us ahead, though. He's fixed it. He's like Bob the Builder, only more Brazilian. And with less Neil Morrissey. 3-streak stream for Dark. Woo! That's what we like to see. Have I played any Spider-Man or Batman games? I've played all the Arkham series of Batman games. I played Spider-Man 2. I don't know if I've played any of the other. Chris, this might be time to hit the instant result button and just walk away and breathe for a second. That might be the time. You might be at that time. Oh, Lego Bat. I've played Lego Batman. Oh, Lego Batman's outstanding. I am a big fan of the Arkham games. They're beautifully done. And also because there will never be a better voice performance or a better combination of voice performances than you get in the Batman games. I'm sorry, the late Kevin Conroy as Batman, absolutely brilliant. By far the best Batman actor. You'll never convince me otherwise. Mark Hamill is the finest Joker. That is not up for debate. And Tara Strong is, frankly, still the best Harley Quinn, although I will at least let Margot Robbie have second place. Wrong. Oh, Wool's going to disagree with me on, I'm guessing, Joker. Only game I played on PS1. Fair. 40 shots, 1 goal. Can I imagine Richard Burton as the Batman voice? Ooh. That could be good. Leon says he's going to try and let the staff handle transfers, find a team, but this is where the problem gets to find a team. Just hit the random button, honestly. Oh, Will Arnett is the best Batman. Ooh. Ooh. That's not an awful shout. I'm still gonna back Kevin Conroy, but if Will Arnett took over from Kevin Conroy on the animated series, I wouldn't be angry. That would be perfect. And you got Hearts Away. Oof. Like I couldn't get angry about Will Arnett taking over the animated Batman films. Do you like Batman films? I did enjoy the Lego version. Arnett, yeah, Will Arnett is the Lego Batman, yeah, and he's very, very good. Might as well sign a 6'9" goalkeeper. You should. I think Will Arnett's a genius choice in everything he gets cast in. Will Arnett is so underrated as an actor. Like, when I first saw a trailer for BoJack Horseman, I was like, this is far too weird for me to enjoy. And then I watched a couple of episodes, I was like, nah, Will Arnett. All I need is Will Arnett. He's solved this. Perfect. Still funny. Good times. Leo's going to find somewhere. He can try, has to be in Europe though. Yeah, just load up a bunch of European leagues you fancy managing in. Hit the random button. Carry on. I mean, I don't know what will give you the impression I'd enjoy BoJack, Simon. I don't know what it is about me that would suggest that I would enjoy BoJack Horseman. Would it also surprise you to learn that I'm quite a big fan of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Robot Chicken. Second best hospital in the galaxy, which if you haven't seen it yet, for the love of God, get on it. Especially if you enjoyed Star Trek Lower Decks, get on the second best hospital in the galaxy. Incredible. Very recently you watched The Restaurant. Yeah, The Restaurant is greatest sitcom of all time. I'll stand by that. Again, I think I will defend all day. I don't want us to do everything in your power to fix this club out. Just take a step back and think about it. Don't rush. But you watch about 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah, I feel that. I felt the same about Archer as well. Archer's great for the first 4, maybe 5 seasons. Then it just sharply nosedives. I got to the semi-final of the Premier Sports Cup. That's not too bad. Like for me, Archer started to suck once Woodhouse died. Obviously, Woodhouse had to be killed off because the actor died, but it just lost something without Woodhouse. And then now it's got no Mallory. There's just no point in making it anymore. But I also enjoy the fact that um, if you ever see the guy that plays Archer in anything else, it destroys your illusion of Archer. Like, he's got the perfect voice for that character, and then you see him in a live action thing, and he looks nothing like his voice. Like, he looks nothing like Archer, and it just makes your brain go, what? But I want to win something with Motherwell to get rid of my mood. Fair enough. Actually, talking of Will Arnett, this came up in a conversation with my sister the other day. Will Arnett, funnily enough. I was saying, let's see if chat agrees with me on this, because my sister vehemently disagreed with this statement. I think Will Arnett would be an excellent Bond villain. I think he'd be perfect casting as a Bond villain. Not like 70s campy Bond. I'd just like to see him do something like serious, dark villainy. I just think he'd be really good at it. I mean, Will Arnett's quite old. I hate to burst anyone's illusion / make anyone feel old. But Will Arnett's nearly 60. You found a 6'11" German. They would play it a bit like Alan Cumming. That's fair. That is fair. Like, they would find a way to make it far too campy. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I always think there are two tiers of good comedy actors. There are the guys who are really great comedy actors in almost anything. And there are the sort of elite group of really great comedy actors like Robin Williams and Jim Carrey, who can go serious and just fucking smash it every time. And I just feel like Will Arnett is in that category. And just needs someone to take a gamble on him to do it. Like, he strikes me as the kind of guy that if you gave him like a serious kind of Tom Hanks in Philadelphia type role, he would fucking win an Oscar. Apparently, someone from Hearts missed an open goal. I feel like that may have been a auto mod got a bit. Well, I suppose auto mod is designed for Americans, isn't it? So I did see something about this actually. I did see something about this. So there are two theories. One is that we would get that this is going to be a reboot. Bond 26 is going to be a reboot. So we go back to the pissing start again. Which I'm not against, but we've literally only rebooted it like 5 films ago. But I quite enjoy the codename theory, which isn't canon from the books, but makes sense in the film universe. Like, it's one of those things that they've changed so much from the books anyway that I don't think this is too big a too big a change for the film series. But I like the idea that none of them are actually called James Bond. James Bond is just another code name like 007, so you can just kind of have another James Bond. Which would explain why he always looks different and has a slightly different personality. But you know, that is very kind of we are wandering into the realms of James Bond as existentialism there, which is probably a bit too far. Do feel like perhaps as a world we're not ready for an existential James Bond. Well, I mean, they might work out how he survives. I mean, it did seem a bit silly to have a Bond film end with the suggestion they'd killed off James Bond. Like, I get why they did it, because no one had ever done it before, but also it's James. Like, if your film, if your whole like thesis, and indeed like Blofeld, if your whole thesis is okay, we're going to end this Bond film with James Bond being dead, I should not, within 5 minutes of the credits, see the words Bond will return. So he's not dead? He is dead? If he is dead, then why is he returning? If he's not dead, then what was the point of the ending? Yeah, I saw Denis Villeneuve as the director. He is capable of making things that aren't heavy, but also as well, yeah, they do always say Bond will return, but Bond doesn't always die at the end of the film. You know, like if Bond is dead, then he can't return. But so either you've just told me you've killed off Bond, or don't one or the other. You've got to pick a lane. They will probably Mass Effect it. Yeah, that's true. Winger is through and pulled his hamstring. I had that the other day. It drove me mad. But it was my player, so that's why. Yeah. I don't know. It just bothered me. It just bothered me they killed off James Bond and followed it with Bond will return. But Denis Villeneuve, I'm actually quite happy with his directing Bond. He can make it as heavy as he likes. If you've never read a James Bond book, they are much, much heavier than the films. Bond books are brutal. Like, it's because I read the books after I'd seen a few of the films from like the 70s and 80s on TV as a kid. I was not prepared. Like, I was not prepared for how dark Bond gets, and I really want to see that Bond on screen. And Daniel Craig got about as close as I think the Americans will allow him to get to that, but I really want to see that James Bond in a film. I feel I said another time be prequels, just retcon that Bond is basically a codename. Yeah, exactly. You got to give players time to blend in, Chris. That's the secret. Like, I was really excited when I watched Casino Royale because it felt like we had the Bond from the books, where he's not a superhero, where he is fallible, where he makes mistakes, where he sometimes gets a little bit too cocky for his own good, and he gets punished for it occasionally. And they finish Casino Royale, and I naively assumed that what they might want to give us with Quantum of Solace was the second half of the Casino Royale book. Which, if you've never read the book version of Casino Royale, is shocking if you grew up on 70s Bond. And this will spoil it, but also it's a 75-year-old book, so I feel like you've had time. After what's her name, Vesper gets killed, Bond tracks down Le Chiffre at his mansion in the south of France, gets himself captured on purpose, breaks free, kills all of Le Chiffre's henchmen, and brutally tortures Le Chiffre to death. And, like, that's how a guy with James Bond's training should react to this woman he's in love with being murdered by a guy. Not going moping around pissing Venice for 2 weeks. Pair for a striker, first 10 games only score 1, but ended up getting 50 on season. Yeah, always give him time. Always give him time. Always. Like when I've explained Vengeful Bond from Casino Royale to people who have only seen the 70s movies, they genuinely look at me like I'm making it up. But Book Bond is a monster. But, like, a monster with a cause. It's true, unless they play for Oxford, we never give them time. We never give them time. There's no good reason to sign a player that's played for Oxford. I don't care if you've only got 3 fit players and there are 9 of them that want to play for free and they're all world class. They've been tainted. They're radioactive. You can't trust them. Can't trust anyone who's played in a 3-sided ground. It's just the rules. Guys, how are we bottling this now? We were fully in control of this match. How are we falling apart? And why have our defenders just suddenly decided not to be footballer? Beating hearts away. That's what we like to see. It's one of those things with the chat rules. I don't mind with the swearing in the chat. I just can't read the swearing aloud because of YouTube's rules. It doesn't matter that it appears on the VOD. But yeah, I just can't say it out loud because, you know, YouTube get angry. Let's replace all our defenders. Screw it. Let's go with a fresh back 4. Hopefully fresh legs will see it out. Even if 2 of those fresh legs are the fullbacks who are actually wingers. Now calm. Good. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. But yeah, they still haven't announced who's actually going to be playing James Bond as far as I know. I don't even know who I'd want as James Bond. Oh yeah, it's true. YouTube get quite mad at swearing. I try and keep it to a minimum, but I fail quite a lot. And TikTok. I mean, I'm never going to go live on TikTok anyway because FM doesn't work vertically. It just doesn't work on a vertical. Screen's too small. Oh, they're out of red. Is Eduardo Luiz alive? Yes. Yes, he is. Beautiful. Right, let's rack up some goal difference, shall we? In 2 minutes. Yeah, I can't work out who would be a good James Bond. I know, like, Henry Cavill's been in the running for a while. Don't know if you can cast Superman as James Bond. I'm not saying he was a good Superman, but I just don't know if that's the play. I'm not sure. I do every so often look at the odds for the next James Bond and then I go, I actually don't know who that fella is. But last time I looked, like 4 of them, I didn't know who they were. Yeah, that's true. So, Odds Checker are saying Callum Turner is apparently the favourite. Does anyone know who Callum Turner is? I have no idea, but apparently that's a thing. Who is Callum Turner? Oh, Jesus, no. He worked as a fashion model with those ears. He looks like a hobbit. I know I'm no oil painting like, but Jesus wept. I don't know what else he's done, nor do I care. I'm just going to throw it out there that this guy does not look like he should be James Bond. We can rule him out. That's not okay. Apparently he was pretty good in The Capture. Okay, I know who Aaron Taylor-Johnson is. He's the one who's married to the weird predator woman. Jacob Elordi. Played an ex-squaddy. Makes sense, he looks a bit like an ex-squaddy. Jacob Elordi, immediately disqualified because of that moustache. Also Australian. Can't be James Bond. That's the rules. I don't make them up. That's the rules. Anthony Boyle is next. Irish, sort of acceptable. Doesn't really look like he should be James Bond either, to be honest. I don't see that as James Bond in my head. I know he had an Australian James Bond, but he was shit at it, so let's not... Harris Dickinson looks like he should be in the In-Betweeners, so he can't be James Bond. Timothy Olyphant, he must be 104 by now. He's been around forever, right? Jonathan Bailey is apparently the next name on my list. What are we saying about Jonathan Bailey? He looks a bit James Bondy. He's the guy from Wicked. He was very good in Wicked. I'll give him credit. He was great in Wicked. Then it's saying Henry Cavill. Should we try and get Rui Patricio? Sure. Yeah, we're ruling out James Nelson Joyce because he looks a bit like he's on some kind of drugs. Jack Loudon has come up. He could be alright, I guess. Married to Saoirse Ronan. Don't like him. Don't like him. Can't be married to Saoirse Ronan, that's my job. $37. Anyway, I've got to stop trying to work out who the next James Bond is because I'll never get it right, and also my criteria are unfair. But I'm backing Theo James because he's from Oxford. Ish. Allegedly. Although his Wikipedia also says High Wycombe, which would be wrong. So I don't know. Anyway, back to the FM. Let's be sensible. Good, great interview. Loved it. Enjoyed every second of that. Read every question. Understood everything was going on. Where are we in the table? Let's get focused. We are a point behind Manu Ura, who I still will never figure out how they got up there. And we've got to play 3 teams who are massively below us. So let's smash those out. Let's get them smashed. Let's get them done. Let's chuck a couple of friendlies in there as well, just to keep the players match fit. Because if we don't do that, then frankly we'll suffer. Basically, we're just going to play our reserves. It'll be fine. We'll get as many people match fit as we can. And I lose? I'm not going to lose. Why would I lose? I have never lost. Offer made for Cox. I'm sorry. This is a football game, not Grinder. What on earth just happened? I know I'm a child, but that's going on Twitter. Just because. That's funny. I like when FM is funny. How... Let's have an over-under. No context FM takes how many hours to steal this? $5. We're saying 5 hours. All right, we'll see. We'll see if we make the over under of 5 hours before they steal it. See if Kev posted that, it'd be less than 1. But it is also midnight, so they might be asleep. You never know. But I bet I see that on No Context FM in the near future. I bet I do. Oh, I just screenshotted the I just screenshotted this and posted it on Twitter because I found it really funny. I guarantee it ends up on No Context FM without any credit. Exactly, they love a repost with attribution. You watch that. They'll do it. They'll do it. They'll decide that's hilarious, and then steal it with the exact text I've put on the tweet as well. They'll copy paste the picture into their tweet, and then they will copy paste the text I put with the tweet, and pretend like they came up with that. Because that's what they do. Ooh, that was nice. Yeah, so be looking out for that on No Context FM with the exact same text, and when they steal it, you can be like, do you want to give some credits, guys? No. Yeah. Absolutely. To be fair, they actually haven't yet stolen. They haven't stolen anything for at least 4 hours. It's been at least 4 hours since they stole something. So that's fun. But even so, tomorrow's another day. Right. Let's do it. Let's smash out the rest of the season. Smash out the rest of the season. As fast as humanly possible. And then I can have a lovely transfer window day. Oh, they're notorious for it. So, most of the bigger content creators have got them blocked on Twitter now because they were stealing stuff from Kev, from Luke, from Zealand, and just not crediting it. It's like, guys, these are the bigger names in the FM community. We know where it came from. Why aren't you like if you'd given them credit, no one would have given a shit. But we already saw Kev post that like 3 hours ago. We know where you got it from. You're not original, funny, brave, or new. It's true, they are currently just promoting gambling. I did see that. They are... They're an interesting bunch. They are an interesting bunch. And apparently unnecessarily racist. Anyway. Yeah, I do know. I do know it's bad. As, like, constantly promoting gambling annoys me. It's a big part of the reason I don't watch much live football, actually. Aside from the fact that I just don't want to watch millionaires fall over because it doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather watch footballers try and play football rather than attempt their diving skills. It's just the fact that every game you get to half time and it's like, here are 19 adverts for gambling firms. Piss off. I would rather, as a recovering alcoholic, you try and sell me beer. Oh, I'll watch the WSL because it's not that bad. But like, it's halftime in the football. Sell me beer, sell me fucking Pringles, sell me Dominoes. I mean, the shit I need when I'm watching the football. I don't need to stick a bet on with every gambling firm in Europe to enjoy a game. That's it. Gamble, don't gamble, gamble, don't gamble. Be gamble aware. I am aware, because you're constantly fucking advertising gambling, you pricks. You know? An old friend of mine, who is an actor, got very upset with me because I posted a thing on Facebook about how I was sick of watching gambling adverts during the football, and he took it really personally because he was in one of them. To be fair, I wasn't paying close enough attention to notice he was in it, but he got really offended. And he's not a big name actor, he's just he was just sort of a jobbing actor, like, but he got really offended that I'm like, I don't want to watch any more fucking gambling adverts. I'm like, alright, cool, you were in one. Yeah, I know it's bad that I didn't notice he was in it, but I wasn't like, it was like the 5th advert in a row of that ad break. Like, fuck, I've tuned out by then. I'm making a cup of tea. You know, I've gone for a cigarette. I've gone for a walk. So Tony said, I'm a gambling addict and you want me to put a gambling company on my shirt, a gambling company on all the pitchside ads and a gambling company on TV ads. Be real. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It just... It's one of those things that just... It's the inconsistency that gets me, right? So, you can't advertise cigarettes because they're addictive. But you can advertise gambling and alcohol even though they are also addictive. But then, like weed, which isn't really addictive, is illegal. I make it make sense. Make it make sense. Yeah, that's it. Then he gets banned from gambling. Yep. Or banned for gambling. Yeah. I think you can. I'm sure I've seen someone advertising alcohol on shirts recently. Someone's sponsored by Westerns, aren't they? Oh, Brewdog definitely sponsors someone. Hereford. Hereford have got Westerns on their shirt, haven't they? I don't want to say Brewdog sponsor Edinburgh, maybe? West Ham are sponsored by Brewdog, but it's not on their shirts. Yeah, that's true. Yeovil have Thatchers. Liverpool women play at the Brewdog Stadium. There you go. Yeah. So advertising alcohol is fine. But it's just... you know... like, be consistent. If something is harmful to people, don't... like, have a blanket rule that you don't advertise it. And obviously everything's harmful. So I'm not saying like, oh, well, people are lactose intolerant, you can't advertise cheese. That's fucking stupid. But like, how many people have their lives ruined every year by drinking, smoking, gambling, etc.? Why are we advertising that? Why are we letting the people who ruin people's lives make money? They were certainly talking about it, but I don't remember seeing it concluded. I think it was one of those things they kind of discussed in Parliament very briefly or whatever, just so it looked like they'd done something, and then conveniently forgot when the check cleared from whichever government runs the gambling firms. Probably Russia or China or Korea or something. Like most things in Parliament, they debate it until people forget it happened, or until the check clears from Russia, China, wherever. Not that I'm cynical and jaded about politics, but it does just seem that we discuss stuff until someone pays off all the MPs and then we forget it happened. Apparently it's a Premier League voluntary thing for front of shirts only starting next season. We'll see. We'll see. I can't imagine many teams volunteering for that. Just because gambling firms pay more than everyone else. Like, it must be half the Premier League teams now have a random gambling firm on the front of their shirt. But this is one of those things I could dig into forever. I could dig into this and rant on this forever. It's like when you get players from whichever religious background, like, oh, well, I won't wear, like, a Pride captain's armband because that's against my religion. But you've got fucking Bet365 on the front of your shirt, which is also very much against your religion, bud. So, pick a lane. Be against one. Like, be against all of them or be against none of them, but don't pick and choose your bullshit. Yeah, I do remember the fuss about the payday loans companies, the loan sharks. Newcastle were, weren't they? Did Newcastle not have a Wonga sponsorship for a while? More than half apparently read about the other day. Also, you've got shadow gambling firms that technically circumvent any bans because they don't operate that brand in the UK. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. If you look at most of the gambling firms on the front of Premier League club shirts, they only operate in China. Like, the people who live in the town where the club are from can't actually use that firm because they're banned here, but because they can operate in so many places. Yeah, Stoke play at the Bet365 stadium, but I'm not giving them a complete pass because that would be stupid. But at least that sort of makes sense because they're owned by the family that runs the betting firm. Like, it doesn't make it any better that they've got a gambling firm name on it, but at least it makes sense that they've got that there because the people who own the club also own the betting firm. It's not like random ChinaBet.net fucking whatever on your shirt. It's still bad. As is the fact that the family doesn't pay any tax. They don't pay any tax because, legally speaking, they live in Gibraltar. And the firm is registered in Gibraltar. Yeah, they are the biggest employers in the whole of Stoke. The biggest employers in the whole of Stoke are Bet365. And again, they pay no UK tax because they're registered in Gibraltar. Like where I grew up, the second or third biggest employers in town were Stan James. I think they've gone out of business now. But the second or third biggest employers were Stan James. Yeah, Denise does on her personal salary, but yeah, the company doesn't. In fact, I'm not even sure the club pays tax. I think the club might be registered in Gibraltar. The holding company for Stoke City, I have a feeling, might also be registered in Gibraltar. I don't know for sure. I just have a feeling I read that somewhere. So it's entirely possible that Stoke City as a whole don't pay any tax. And like, I'm not against tax evasion, because I think taxation is theft. But if we have to have taxes and I have to pay taxes, then everyone should have to pay taxes. It's just fair, especially people richer than me. They should all have to pay tax. And frankly, most people are wealthier than I am, so... Come on, let's have a second goal. A second goal here. We might actually be on for a title. If we can win this game, we might actually be on for a title. I know it's a bold statement, but it is possible we're on for a title. Apparently Stoke and Bet365 demerged last year and is solely owned by one of the Coates family now. Oh. Look at them. Divesting their interests. It does seem counterintuitive though as well, because like, if you're the biggest employer in Stoke and you also sponsor the football team, aren't you essentially asking all your employees just to put their wages back into the club, into the company, which nobody does? Like, unless you work in a supermarket, most people don't buy stuff from the place they work. Just because they don't want to be there anymore once they leave. Well, it's true, but even if you're a Stoke fan, like I can say with fair certainty that I've only ever bought 2 products that have been on a Swindon shirt, as far as I know. No, 3, and they were on the same Swindon shirt. And it wasn't a deliberate choice, it just happened to be that they were 3 things I'd have bought anyway. Like, one year we had Samsung 442 magazine and FIFA, the EA Sports FIFA, as our sponsors. And it just so happened I'd have bought all 3 of those things if they'd been on our shirt or not. So, really, they gained nothing from it. No, I did. I mean, like, if you work for Bet365, you're not going to leave work and they go, oh, I'm such a big Stoke fan, I'll gamble with Bet365. Like, your entire fan base, because you are the biggest employer in the town, knows who you are. It's wasted advertising money and no one else cares. That's true. I don't know if that is allowed. It shouldn't be, but Who knows? Right, I don't think I want to play any friendlies between. Actually, do I? Should I keep the players match? I think I'll play one friendly between these two games, just to tick it off, like just to make sure they are staying a little bit match fit. I know it's a wild idea, but that's it. But that's the thing as well. Like that is the difference. Like technically, professional footballers are banned from gambling, but they all do, or a large. I shouldn't say all. A large percentage of them do. Well, I see it all the time when I watch games. I can see who's got a bet on. I can see who's got a bet on the game they're playing in when I'm watching football. Yeah, Ivan Toney got caught. But you can always tell. You can always tell the player who, for example, has got a bet on total corners because they'll keep accidentally, deflecting the ball out of play for a corner or something. In just the most ridiculous situations. Or they'll overhit a back pass casually so their goalkeeper can't possibly get to it and it goes out. You can always see it. My favourite one was when Matt Letizia got caught because he put a bet on the time for the first throw-in and he put the ball straight into touch from kickoff. Breathtaking. Like, so brazen. Yeah, that's it. Just ask a family member, a friend, your dog. Worked for Harry Redknapp, didn't it? I can't pay taxes because Rex is actually the owner of my house. Fair enough, Simon. We'll see you soon. I'm pretty much going to finish the season off and then call it a night anyway because we're 2 games away. So I'm sure you'll catch up on the old VODs. But have a good night, mate. Thank you for all the gift subs for everyone. Thank you for being here, for your excellent modding skills, for your excellent human skills. Always a pleasure to have you around. And I'll see you next time, probably tomorrow, to be honest. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, have a good night, mate. Have a good night. Talking of actually schedule, as loosely as we use the word schedule around these parts, I probably won't be on Sunday night, just so everyone's aware, because I have to be at Radio Wiltshire at fucking dawn on Monday, because I am being interviewed on Tut Radio. So yeah, there won't be a stream Sunday night. I'm talking about my book on the Radio Wiltshire. I'll be on with Sue Davis sometime between 10 and 1. But yeah, so there won't be a stream Sunday, just because, or certainly not Sunday night, because I need to go to bed early. Yeah, have a go and listen to it. It'll be on the old iPlayer, the old BBC Sounds. Hearts semi-final, love to hear it. And yeah, fancy. Look at me, radio-friendly interview author. Not me there going, buy my book. Somebody buy my book. I'll be honest, I don't think I quite qualify as turning into a big shot yet. I've sort of decided that looking at the sales numbers is a touch depressing. I say a touch depressing. I expected to maybe sell a copy if I was lucky. And as I say this, I've sold 11 copies. So I am, in fact, some would argue, selling some copies of books. 11's not bad. It's certainly better than a kick in the bollocks, like, you know? And it's only been out a week. What's going to be our 100th game in charge of Taravao, this one? And actually, I had to laugh. So you know how I had a little joke at the expense of Amazon earlier. So you know how Amazon likes to give you a ranking for where books are in various categories? It is fixed now, yeah, it's all fixed up. I've been hovering in the top 500 of one of the Kindle categories for the last week. So the top 500 is one of the top 500 books sold in a category on Kindle, which sounds really impressive when you think, like, Amazon sells literally millions of books. Being in the top 500 is quite impressive. But also, to get in the top 500, I'd sold 2 copies a day or whatever. Just saying, I don't think people are reading as much as they used to. Just a theory. It's just a theory that maybe people are not reading quite as much as they used to. Because I shouldn't be in the top 50,000 having sold 11 books. But apparently I'm in the top 500. So, good times. Yeah, it's a strong theory. I think the evidence backs that up. I don't think we're a reading people anymore. I think I should have brought out a book 10 years ago. But, you know, we'll see. It could be that all the people who listen to Radio Wiltshire decide they're going to go and buy the book because there are still books, and they go out and buy it. It's, again, unlikely. Also, because it's Radio Wiltshire, and it does go to parts of the county that, to be honest, you'd be shocked if they could read. But someone did leave a 3-star review on my book. To be fair, if you read the review, it does say like they struggle with the bits that were like clearly more autobiographical than fictional, which is fair. Like, it's not going to be a book for everyone. That's it. Dull myself with all 11 people that listen to local radio. It's the way forward. It's alright. I'm going big on my hype. It's like I was saying the other day that if I get to 1 million subscribers on YouTube before Zealand does, I'll buy a football club. You got to hype, you know, you got to hype. Oh, Jiang Jiaming, what a boy. What a boy. I think it's a great goal. And it's one of those things where either people will take it really seriously, like, oh, we could have a football club, and they'll actually go for it and like encourage the 1 million subs or whatever. Or people will realise how absurdly impossible that is and they'll find it funny. Like, not only is it impossible that I could get to 1 million subs before Zealand will, I don't think you'll ever see an FM content creator with 1 million subs. So, but, you know, it's nice to put the energy out in the universe. Right, we're going to score more goals, it's fine. I know they've got a Baggio, don't take it too seriously, it's just a nickname. He's not really a Baggio. Or if he is, he's not one of the good ones. So, you know, it's fine. Goal number 2. Goal number 2. Oh, what a cross. Oh. But yeah, we're all about that wild ambition. That let's just go for 1 million subs. So many FM creators do it for money though. Most of them are just like, let's nerd out, fam. Yeah, it's true. Some definitely do it for money. What's Grab Tap? I don't really know. It's a thing I added to Stream Elements because it said it might give me money occasionally. I don't know if it ever will. It looks like it's one of those things where it's like you play a mobile game and then it pays both of us. I do recommend Monopoly Go. That's actually quite a good way to pass the time. Well, Charlie would love this. You can play Roblox for money. If you want to. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not life or death. It's just a thing that exists on Stream Elements that I put on there in case someone got bored and wanted to play some mobile games. I figure, you know, if you're going to get bored of watching me, just tap around on a mobile game. Either way, everyone's happy. Mr. Serda is putting a ball for. It's nearly half time. It's nearly half time. Get him off the pitch. Chris Benoit, you can't have him. That's criminal. Come on, ball down the line. Ready, go low. Do the thing. Cross goes over. Shang Ming can't do a heading. And we are half-timing. And as things stand, we are still not in the top two. Like, it was always a bit of a tall order. But I'd like us to finish off in the top two. That would be great. Then we can have some Champions League football. At least feel like there's a small chance we might pull off a continental trophy before we do other things. Right, Shang Ming, he's got there, he's done it. Would have been better if he didn't, to be honest. Would have been better if he didn't. Turon can't score, he's a dinosaur game. You're officially old if you understood that reference. Congratulations. Congratulations. If you understood the dinosaur game gag, you are at least 35. Right. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's finish the season in style with another big win. Get ourselves into the playoffs. Or sorry, into the Champions League. Oh, Eduardo Luis, what a goal! Take a bow, son. Absolutely take a bow. That is a finish. It went over his shoulder and he volleyed it into the net. He didn't even look. He didn't even look. That's how Eduardo Luis does. That's just what he does. Let's praise the boys. Let's get a third goal. Let's really call this one a dream result. Whatever it takes to keep us in touch with that second place. Like, if it hadn't been for one of those two kind of slumps we've had in form, we'd be there already, but alas, we have just conceded another equaliser to Dinosaur Boy. So that was sort of on Nazir, I'll be honest. That was mostly Nazir's fault. A lot of that was Nazir's fault. Let's get the changes done. Let's take Fernandez off for Big Dez. Calvo off for Kortelainen. Let's do that for now, and then we're going to turn the attacking up. Turn the attacking up. Because it feels like extra attacking is the way forward here. And I might even tactics in a minute. I might I know it's wild, but I might tactics. I might go 2 up top. I might even go 3 up top. Might not need to. Edwin Caracas is through. Edwin Caracas puts us ahead again. There are 25 minutes left to play. And Taravao are back into the hunt. Back into the hunt. Great ball over the top. Caracas takes it. Couple of touches to put it around the keeper. Pings it into the bottom corner with his left. That's what we love to see. We love to see Edwin Caracas do dirty Edwin Caracas things. And now, are we going to get a 3-3 draw out of this horror show that has been, quite frankly, our defence? It's probable. Right, let's do a shout. Individuals. Just Nazir. Let's berate him. Give him a yelling at. He's letting us down. He needs to be told it's not acceptable. It's one of those games where you're just going to end to end. Yeah, we are just end to end to end to end. We've got a free kick. It's all good. We're all gravy. Guglielmo scores this. Season's over. He doesn't. Alright. Let's drop a few more changes. Shall we? We'll take Redigolo off for Mr. Potter. Carlos Eduardo off for Karamoko. And we'll protect Caracas. We'll send on Marcos Jose. And see this one out, hopefully. Just see it out. That's all I want. Just casually see it out. Not by giving the ball away. That wasn't really what I was going for. I was going for more of a casually defend it to the end kind of thing. Defend. Des, for Christ's sake. Des needs to do more defending. I feel like I need another left back in the off season. Does feel like I need a second left back. Because Des is not really it when it comes to being the replacement. He is very much a winger who just happens to be able to play a left back a little bit, rather than a proper left back. Eduardo Luis makes it 4-2, and we are in the hunt. Doom, I'm good, buddy. How are you? How are you doing? The ever-impending sense of doom is here in the chat. Excellent streamer. Do go check Doom out. Well, you know, it is what it is, right? It's sometimes you pick a name, you get stuck with it, and that's just how it goes. It is our team just scored. We have one game left until after this for the season. We are a couple of points behind second, so we could qualify for the Champions League probably in the next 10 minutes. If we win the next game and AS Perai lose. But Perai are a very good side, as we found out, to our cost. So it is 50-50. It really is a toss of a coin next game. If Perai win, there's nothing we can do. But you know, you've got to have that faith. Fingers are very much crossed. I mean, not on the mouse finger, obviously. That'd be the mouse hand. That'd be weird. But it is certainly possible. We got to the semi-final last season. We got to the semi-final of the Champions League. Last season? Season before last? Season before last. We got to the semi-final of the Champions League. Got knocked out by AS Taravao, who are obviously now below us in the league. And they went on to win the whole thing against all odds, because they had to play a team from the A League in the final. And I was gutted. So we really do need to buck our ideas up a touch. I mean, it is the Oceania Champions League. Like, we can't expect miracles, you know, but we can't expect there to be big teams involved. But yeah, Like, realistically, it does come down almost every season to a team, either two teams from New Zealand or a team from New Zealand, usually Auckland from the A League, against a team from Tahiti. So it's a pretty. It's not the most thrilling Champions League, but I just want to win it to tick it off so we don't need to come back to the South Pacific again. Like, once I've won the Oceania Champions League, I can tick that off the old bucket list for the save, and then we can go and win the other five. But because this has sort of turned into a bit of a hexagon, not on purpose, but once we land in Tahiti, it seems silly not to aim for a hexagon. But yeah, there's no money here at all. Even winning the Champions League's only worth about 70k. Like, there's no money. It's a proper slog. That's why my team's full of random Brazilians. And just about any other random... I've got a Finnish defensive midfielder, like... Pretty sure that used to be Brooklyn Beckham's pocket money. I don't know if he's getting much anymore. Oh, Brooklyn. Not since he refused to let his mum shag him at his wedding. Or whatever the fuck that was about. I don't know if that's entirely what it was. Have you not seen this, Doom? So apparently, like, old Vix was, like, proper dirty dancing on him at his wedding reception. And it's like... Are you alright, love? Are you okay? Yeah, Will Smith's a bit weird, but Will Smith's done something in his life that I can respect him for, whereas Victoria Beckham has basically starved herself, married a footballer, and twatted about. Like, if she had an actual talent, I'd be less annoyed by her. Whereas at least Will Smith, you know, the man's got at least a gift. Yeah, it's true. It's true, dude. It does. That does be accurate. That is an accurate statement. Probably more than we talk about too. Like, probably significantly more than we talk about. My word, Ankh has appeared. A wild Ankh is out there in the world. What was an interview with him and his son? His son was like, "Oh, I was at school, my dad just pulled his pants down. They hushed him." I mean... Yeah... Like... Yeah. Like, there's playing and there's things that would put you or I on a sex offender register. Like, I'm sure if you're a millionaire, that's hilarious because you know you're not going to prison for it. But if you're a regular person that doesn't expose themselves to children, less funny. You know. I'm just putting it out there. Like, 30... Oh, chat. It's time to see what we've got in our new youth intake. Let's get excited, chat. I'm 40, and most people here are of age. Right, it's time, guys. Get your van, shake your Haribo, get your youth players. We've got a goalkeeper with an interesting philosophy. This is Dominic Proust. He is 6 feet tall and 15 years old, so best just give him whichever Haribo he wants and let him keep walking. He could potentially be a really good Sunday League goalkeeper. I'm sorry, we all want Haribo. Kids and grown-ups love it so. Jules Longchamp is a striker who let's Doom, the best analogy I can give you is that like our best player might play in the National League. In fact, the best player in this entire division is possibly bottom half of English League Two standard. Like the standard isn't high, but it's not quite this low. You know, think like Lowland League, I guess, for Scotland. Yeah, he's also arse. Like, he's tall, and he can jump a little bit, but he's never going to be a footballer. Do I even bother looking at these guys? I mean, there's some great names. Quentin Brunel. I mean, he's shite, but he can build a bridge and get over it. That's an old people joke. That's true. It'd be a good setup for the dog and duck. Sometimes for the game undersells them. They do. Sometimes they do. They genuinely do. And I do tend to kind of give them a little skim through. Like, because they'll still be here after I go off stream, I will give them a proper running of the rule, like, just in case there's someone here hiding something special. But it's Tahiti. No one's really hiding anything special, you know? Like, he could be a bit useful, but I mean that in the the loosest possible sense. In that, if he develops his pace, he could be useful off a bench. Yeah, but it's all like bravery or aggression stuff. Like regular people would have 17s in. How one do is rate a 1 star. Strong, which was making sense. He's 2.5 with 3. Fair. Like this fella, he's not awful for a Tahitian 15-year-old, but he's 5'5", and he can't cross. I don't need a 5'9" centre half. Yeah, strength of 2 is always the one. I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to claim any of these with their channel points. Like Samuel Jackson in class. Excellent. I understood that reference. Right, so one more game left of the season. It's against Olympic Mahina, who are third from bottom. They could go down. They could go down. In fact, they couldn't. I just saw the table. They can't go down. Olympic Mahina in 9th. They could fall behind Dragon if they lose. Dragon could go down. Our big game is the one against Parai. Or our big rival is the one against Parai, which is in a couple of days' time. But Parai have got to play Tairapu like a week after we play. Which seems unfair, to be honest. And Tairapu are 8th. So this is probably over as a season, but we'll make do. You know, first we've got to win the game, and then we see what happens. But it all starts with getting those 4 points, because for some reason it's 4 points for a win in Tahiti. No one understands why. But it's 4 points for a win. I don't know why Automod got upset by that. Automod has been having a night tonight. Probably. Bloody Americans, they're so sensitive to language. Yep. Right. Let's lock him. Let's lock him. Do I want to make any changes for this game? Is there anyone who deserves to be playing? Arguably Karamoko. Very arguably Karamoko deserves a run out. A mummy reference indeed. John Hannah. My word. Right. Here we go. It's the big one. If we don't win this, we're cooked. If we do win this, we might still be cooked because we have to wait for 2 weeks to find out if we actually have won our Champions League spot. Which is some bullshit. But it is what it is. To be fair, there is potentially a way I can low-key influence that last game against Parai. Okay, we're going to put this to chat. We're going to put this to chat as a question. Is it gamesmanship, common sense, or just good old-fashioned shithousery if I make all of my teams play Parai's opponents 2 weeks from now over the next week to make sure their players are match fit and Parai's won't be? Is that like 1000 IQ thinking? Is it shithousery or is it cheating? Like if I just schedule as many friendlies with them as it will let me schedule, just to make sure they've got a match fit team. Answers on a postcard. What do we think? Because Parai's players won't have played for about 2 or 3 weeks. Leo, I'm just saying. So we've just established that there are. All right, let's frame this for the gang. We'll frame this for the gang. So this is our last game of the season. If we win it, we are in second in the table. But Parai could take it back from us because they're not playing at the same time as us. They're playing 2 weeks after us in their final game of the season. But they won't have played a game for at least 2, if not 3 weeks, Parai. By the time that comes around. And neither will their opponents. So what I'm asking is it shithousery, cheating, or 1000 IQ play if I play their opponents in as many friendlies as I can between now and like a week before that game, just to make sure their players are match fit, because Parai's won't be, because we know FM doesn't actually, like the AI doesn't actually do anything to manage player fitness. Because the way I figure it is, the team they're playing are in 8th place in the table. They're not a good side, but maybe if they're match fit and Parai aren't, they can steal a win. So Leo's saying we do that. Like, it feels like the smart thing to do. And I kind of feel like it's what you would do in real life. Like, you'd make the phone call, wouldn't you? You'd be like, hey, so Parai have got a huge advantage over us because of this. How about we get you match fit? That's alright, Doom. It's okay. We're just discussing the ethics of whether or not I play Pariah's opponents in that 2 week gap where they don't have a game to keep them match fit or not. So that Pariah have to go against a match fit team with a team that won't be match fit. Because they've got to play 8th place in the league. Maybe, but then I think in real life, either the games would be on the same day, they'd be closer together than they are, or Pariah would also go, oh, maybe we should do something to keep our players match fit. So I don't know. I don't know why they're playing through with that. I can't make sense of it. Tahiti must have more than 2 grounds because there's 4 or 5 matches. They might have Champions League games between. I'm not clear. Doesn't seem to be any real rhyme or reason to it because I think the Champions League games happen at the end of the month. I think the semi-finals and the final happened after the regular season for us when we got there. But I do feel like we can probably, because they've got to play Tairapu here, I do feel like we could do them a solid and just be like, hey, let's give you a little friendly against our... It does sound like they're dodging a monsoon, it's true. Yeah, I feel like we give them a shot like, hey guys, do you fancy a little cheeky friendly? Do you fancy that? I'll even put my youth team out. In fact, I will take the friendlies off of my assistant manager. I won't play them. We're not mad, but I will stick our youth team out for them as well, just so they go in not just having got match fit, but also with like as much confidence as possible. Like, let's really stir the pot. That feels like it's a winning plan. Just send them off to play Pariah feeling like they are the world's greatest football team. Despite the fact they're essentially going to be playing a bunch of 15-year-olds. I won't go all out. I won't do like the classic Football Manager thing of playing like 11 up front. That's too far. But we'll give them a team they should be able to absolutely batter to play against. And then hopefully they'll be like, oh, we could build some form off this. And then everyone's happy, you know? We've done our part. We've secured seconds for now. Last game of the season, I went 8-0 and Arsenal to lose. Well, I could lose 1 goal if Arsenal lose 1-0. Yeah. 8-1 against Birmingham and Arsenal won. Oh. Yeah, valid, right. Let's see if we get any day for a friendly against Tairapu. Goal difference took you out of Manchester City, right. Morale seems high, good stuff, happy with that, thanks a lot. Excellent work, Shang Xiaoming, you are, as always, the legend. Fixture schedule, right. So, I'm only interested. Oh, you're not gonna. No, guys, they fooled my game. Guys, I think Football Manager knows what I was planning. I think Football Manager knows what I was planning. Football Manager has done me. It's done me. It's done me big style. What's heartbreaking is we've also finished just 1 point behind the champions. If Parai win, they would be champions and we would get knocked out in second. Intrigued to see Parai's schedule. Wow. So, they've just played in the cup final, which they won. And then they've got 24 days between games. Yeah, most of the league haven't played yet. We're the only ones who've played, pretty much. But they haven't lost a game since December. Oh yeah, it's either a glitch or like just because it's a, it's an add-on database, isn't it? So, right, let's go to the 30th. It's entirely possible that the Tahitian League is incredibly corrupt as well. I'm not too worried about budget because it's going to be arse. Like, it's not even really worth looking at the budget, to be honest, because it's going to be arse. We might get an extra $2,000 a year to spend on wages if we're lucky. Oh look, we can actually see it. Let's see. Cheers, lads. We've got $3,000 less a year to spend on wages. Love it. Cheers, boys. Let's have another quick look just to make sure we can't organise a friendly. Nope. Alright. Let's see where we are then. Moment of truth. Moment of truth for us. That's what we're saying. It's the moment of truth. There's loads of people streaming tonight. I know who some of these people are. Some of these people I've followed recently, I still don't know who they are, but I know who some of these people are. Right, come on. It feels like this needs like the this needs the countdown clock noise. Yeah, the do 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 boom. Just count through. Just count through the days. Count through the days. We'll find out if we are going to be in the Champions League or not. Heartbreak could be coming any second now. I'm not worried about renewing contracts just yet. I'm not worried just yet. Our contracts don't run out just yet anyway. If people want to take our players, I'll just replace them. There are literally millions of footballers, and they're all good enough to play in the Tahitian League. A reasonably mobile 73-year-old would be world class in this league. This league is so bad that I've considered trying to draft in Alan Hansen to play at the back for us. Kevin Keegan can go up top. Basically, we'll put together the 1970s Liverpool team to try and win this league. Are we staying in the league or moving? I don't know. I don't know. I say Jan Molby in midfield. Jan Molby would be the entire midfield, of course. Because Jan Molby does take up the entire midfield. We have been here a while. I am just a little bit concerned that we don't have the reputation to get a decent job anywhere else. Like here at least we're competing for something. Whereas like realistically, if we go back to Europe, we're probably third tier of Belgium. The best we can hope for in Asia might be the Indian Premier League, maybe. Unless we can get into the J3. Africa. I don't even know if the new leagues have got second and third tiers. South America might be a possibility if I've got the Venezuela league loaded, which I don't think I do. No. Fair, but you also didn't have a relegation on your CV. So there's that. We've accepted a contract apparently. That was nice. It could have waited for me to answer that email. I'm just saying. It could have waited. But that's fine. Oh, Brazil. Brazil's a tough one. Should we watch the Parai game? Of course that's not. Why would that be an option? Why would it be an option for me to click on the game and watch it? Why would there be a view option? There we go. Do I have the Welsh leagues loaded? Do I have the Welsh leagues loaded? Let's go to continents, competitions, Europe, Wales. I do have the Adran Premier loaded. It is possible we end up in the Adran Premier. They do need to declutter that badly. It is possible we end up in the Adran. We'll have a look. We'll have a look after this game. The Adran could be where it's at. Alright. We'll focus. In fact, I'm going to let you guys focus because I am going to go grab some liquids. That's a good idea because I need liquids. Let's get underway, shall we? Parai will be in the orange kits for those who want the fun. Okay. There's where the save goes. Yeah, a lot of the team just called us. We know this is going to go. It's true. Very possibly true. Very pro FM. Good job. Yeah, I think that's probably on Timo, to be honest. I think Timo has probably done that. Timo is probably having a giggle. Especially because their team is called AS Taravao. That should be AST. There's no reason that should say us. Anyway, it looks like apparently we're watching from the dressing room. We've had a touchline ban in a game we weren't even involved in. Let's see. We just need to score 1 goal as well. We literally just need to win 1-0. If Taravao win 1-0, we are absolutely laughing. But as things stand, with it being a draw and it being 2 points for a draw, Perai are above us on goal difference. So we literally do need for Taravao. I don't know why we're watching the game from the dressing room in between whatevers, but that's fine. This would be a great time to not score. Excellent job not scoring. Proud of you. Good job. Right. Let's focus up. Let's take it seriously. We're watching this apparently from our own dressing room. Somehow. FM26 things. I'm begging them to send 2 up front. Just put 2 up front. Really, just put 2 up. Your cam is doing nothing. Take him off and put someone else up front. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got away with it. We got away with it. It's a corner. So okay. I thought that was going to be it. Perai can just play for a draw as well, which is really annoying. They can just play for a draw. But they don't have to score. They just have to stop Taravao from scoring. But, you know, it might be easier said than done. It's alright. Let's go for it. So, Orense keeps it in play, smashes it into someone's face. Classic Sunday League football. Love to see it. Cordoba makes a tackle. You know he's classy. He's got a Spanish sounding name. Leonardo Bruno. What can he do? Back to Pozo. Pozo to Naud. To Pozo again. Pozo from range. Off the crossbar. I thought Cordoba was going to limbs us then. He was going to limbs us by heading over the bar. He didn't. But over the line, he didn't. He should have done. Should have thought it through. But it's okay. They've just replaced the cam. Why are you just replacing the cam? For the love of God, take those wingers and that striker off. Get them off. None of them are interested. Get them off. Orense is shit. Deport him. My words. Alright, this is going to go to a 0-0 draw and we are going to lose 2nd place in the table. That's what's just happened. We've just gone through all of that. For fucking 3rd place in the table. Feels good, brah. Feels good. Alright. Let's have a quick look, see what jobs are out there. If anything looks tasty, we'll go for it. So they chance to win the league. It was piss poor from them. Exactly. They probably should have won that game. The fact that a win would have won them the game, or could have won them the league, and they just kind of went with it. To be fair, that goal difference is shocking. Our strikers have been awful this year. They've just not really produced. Okay, what have we got? What have we got that's on offer? Right. Little trick for those of you who don't know it, sort by applied and available there. Hold down the shift key, click club rating, sorts all the available jobs by the size of the club so you can find one you can apply for. There you go. I like to teach that little trick because most people don't know it's there. We've got an obscure reputation, but that's okay. We will obviously look at the Ninja League because we are secret ninjas. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Al Masri are quite a big club. We'll apply for that. Just because, you never know. We could do Colombia. We could do the Spanish 4th tier. We could do the German 3rd tier. Campeonato de Portugal is the Portuguese 4th tier, isn't it? We'll go for the 2 Korean jobs. You never know, we could end up in Korea. South Africa, the University of Peoria. Fucking prawns. Right. Drogheda is a great shout. Do I really fancy... Chat, do we fancy the I-League? AS Taravao is the 2nd tier, isn't it? Yes. We'll go for Rhoda. That's a good shot. I'm sure I just applied for that. Definitely not seeing any enthusiasm for a trip to... Oh, Paris FC, yes. For a trip to India. Into Miami. In the city where the heat is on, all night on the beach, to the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. Oh, there is an Adran Premier job. It's TNS. It's TNS. They're the biggest club on the Shropshire border. Ballymacash Rangers sounds like it's going to be fun to say a lot. Llanelli is just fun. Who else? Rhyl. Go to Rhyl. Alcoyano. I also love that you no longer get sacked for applying for too many jobs on FM26. Very much enjoy that. Have taken liberal advantage of that during this save so far. Quinantar del Rey. Ooh. I know I said I wasn't in a hurry to go back to England. But chat, how do we feel about a berry job? I wasn't looking at Western. They have just been relegated. I guess everyone who's, hiring has just sacked a manager. Come on, load in. There we go. See, Bury is the National League. Western will be the National League South. I'm sort of feeling it. Western, not so much. but Bury could be good. They'll get a big old crowd. Yeah, arguably I could do it with Scarborough too. Scarborough are a good little rebuild team. Let's do Scarborough just in case. Anyone else jumping out at us? I mean, I guess we should put in for Vitesse. Vitesse Arnhem feels like a strong place to end up. The Liga MX, or Liga Expansión MX. I think we've probably hit all the big ones. I'm not going to declare interest in anyone. We'll just Al Masri have just said they've stopped interviewing. Huaisong, same thing. Drogheda, same thing. Roda, Paris, Inter Miami. We're in for quite a few wee jobs here. I think there's a decent chance one of them gets back to us. It'll probably be TNS. But I'm not against that. We'll give it like a week in game. See if anyone gets back to us. For the stream. Right. Carpion successful. Malmo decided shortling us due to our reservations about our suitability with Hub's ambitious vision for the future. It's mainly as a result of your complete lack of experience in winning league titles. There is reckoning to your decommitment signing first team players no older than 23 would align with Malmo's vision. Yet we've done that on purpose too. I don't know if people... We did that on purpose, not because we didn't have any money. Alright. They're all kind of saying nice things. But... like, it's always like, you do a thing we like, but we've got bigger name options, essentially. So I get that. That's cool. I'm okay with that. You go with God. He's not as good as me, but you go with God. Like, you do what you do, right? Handle Charles Cook contract renewal. Alright, I will. There you go. Your contract has been renewed. Problem solved. So we'll give it a week. We'll see what we come up with. See if we come up with a result. A job. Anything. TNS said no. We're not going to the Adran. I'm sorry, guys. We are not going to the Adran. They said that they have reservations about our suitability with clubs, somewhat scaled back vision for the future. This is mainly as a result of your complete lack of experience in guiding teams away from relegation. Excuse me? When was the last time Taravao got relegated? I wasn't in charge. I've guided them away from it. Did Dumbarton get relegated? No, they didn't. If anything, I'd say we left them in a slightly better place than we found them. Oh, Riku, my friend. No, you get contract. Just cheap contract, yes? Good work, buddy. TNS may as well have told us to get fucked in Welsh. Yeah. Like, that's just stupid. Luckily, no one at TNS actually speaks Welsh, so that's fine. Because it is in fucking Shrewsbury. But, even so, this is a joke. That's got to be a joke. Like, if my teams are finishing top half of the table, clearly they weren't in danger of getting relegated. Oh, Olympique Marseille Féminine. Oui. Gimpo? My word, we've got a Gimpo. We'll chuck in for feral. I always feel a bit feral in the morning. Well, you said that now, but now I won't get the Gimpo job. See, we're tempting fate. We're tempting fate. Obviously, I'm not going to manage forest green vegans. I like to be able to eat while I work, and I can't do that there. Won't even go to a game there. Need to be able to eat. If I can't eat, I'll get thin. If I get thin, people will find me attractive, and that's not okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if Gimpo says yes. I have a feeling they won't. What are you saying? I think, Tahiba, that you should be very grateful there's not a get fucked option. There should be a get fucked button for the journalists, because I'm sick of some of the questions they ask. Like, there's really no need for any of those questions. We finished third in the table. You're like, oh, are you okay with the lack of blah 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 on the direction? Buddy, we've been promoted a couple of years ago. San Telmo don't want us because of our reluctance towards making set pieces an important part of our... We've made set pieces an important part of our approach. We just don't have anyone tall enough to head them. Just... It's not that I don't want to stay in Tahiti. It's just... It's nice to see what options there are, you know? Especially because we've got fuck all cash. And at this point I'm really just kind of clinging on to try and win a Champions League that could take 15 seasons. But there is that train of thought where I could go and win all the other 5 Champions Leagues, come back to Tahiti with this enormous reputation and just bring the best players in Europe with me, and then we piss it in one season. And we get to have some fun along the way, watching me smash the local teams 12-0. It'd be like our revenge arc. Hello? Guys. These guys are a real fool. Look at these kits. Why can't I make those bigger? I'm a fan of the kits. Yes, they've got no money. And it's halfway through a season. Oh look, they're called FC Anyang. Hello. That'll get annoying. I will make a lot of Anyang jokes. Alright, we'll have a chat. It's just polite to have a chat. We're just flirting a bit. Just because we're flirting doesn't mean I have to sleep with them, you know? I'm very glad you give me a chance to talk to the club. Let's get down to business. Are you worried about not being able to speak the language? Well, I think I'd like to say I'm fairly adept at learning languages, and this would simply be another string to my bow. Anyang. See? Can you ease our concerns you've never managed previously in this country? Well, I have got experience in other countries, and frankly, I'm pretty good. So if we could just do that. It'd be quite a change for you if you leave your current job to come here. Are you confident of handling such a big jump? Yes, I've managed big clubs before. That'll be a lie. There we go. Kit's kid of the day. Let's kit kid of the day. It's not for me because it's very bright, but the design is pretty good. It's very bright. I wouldn't wear it because I'd feel like I was on a building site, but it's pretty nice. Like, objectively. Let's make him a promise. Why not? You're up for a few jobs. I'm doing what I can to keep progressing. Doesn't look great to you operate such a cavalier fashion with finance when we have very few resources ourselves. Can you explain yourself? Well, basically, what's happened here is, bud, I've been managing in Tahiti, and there's no money in Tahiti. So, I didn't really have much say in the matter. But you're in Korea, and there's money in Korea. Chat, they've built an answer just for me. Are you comfortable managing a team in considerable financial role? I appreciate the need for good financial management, and you wouldn't have to worry with me as manager. It's made for me. Made for me. If hired, we would expect you to finish bottom of the league. I'm sorry. Could we show a bit of ambition? You're not even bottom of the league right now. I think I can exceed that expectation and guide the team to a mid-table finish. It has got season 1 of Ted Lasso energy. Would a proposed transfer budget of 48... You just told me you had no money. I'll be honest. I'm going to say I don't need that much budget because, frankly, that's practically nothing. Wage budget of 900... Yes. Do you know what? I'm happy with that, thanks. None that I can think of. Cheers, boss. Let's see. Are we going to go to Chungbuk Chungju with our 0 coaching qualifications? Chungbuk Chungju. Remember, we don't have to go. Just flirt a little bit. Just tickle the balls. That's what we're doing, you know? Just have a little dance. He bought me a drink, but no obligation to go home with him. We just had a lovely conversation. That's all we did. And yes, I might flirt with some other clubs if they come a-calling. But who knows where we end up, right? We're not going to go to Les Shows. That's fine. I don't need to worry about it. Oh, I thought it was going to be them offering us a deal then. They didn't offer us a deal, except, thank you, I've signed a Brazilian fullback. So we're future-proof here. We're good. Premier League, League One. We've won the league. Tick off the box. Llanelli Town, they don't want us. And that's okay. Frankly, Llanelli is a bit of a shithole. I didn't really want to go there. It's not personal, but it's a dump. Would I have said that if you'd hired me? No. Am I saying that right now? Yes. Sometimes I'm fickle. Still here lurking, doing week. We could be off to Korea. We could be having a career day. Oh, I just saw Kit put the other international shirt in. I saw that. Oh, now that we prefer. That we prefer. The pink one, chef's kiss. Hadrath, buddy, I don't know how you're struggling to learn French when you are in fact Moroccan, but good luck. What kind of reputation in this league or the Korean second league? Easily the Korean second league. Easily the second. Like, that's like going from the Southern League to League Two, I would say. Sitting on a beach in Tahiti, the beaches in Wales are not as good. Exactly. Exactly. Can you imagine the audacity? Oh, we don't want you at Llanelli. Alright, but I'll just stay in fucking Tahiti then, mate. Shit, look at me crying. It's a pink one every year for charity. For charity, is it? Love a charity shit. Or we can have a knocking shop. We'll have a job at the old knocking shop. We'll go to Bogota. Feel like I might be full of energy if I go to Colombia. Don't know why. Leah, should we go and manage Oxford? Well, I'm sipping on a cocktail from an actual pineapple. Adelaide? We go to Adelaide? Don't mind Adelaide. I am tempted to apply for the Oxford job just to see if they're desperate enough to offer it to us, and then I can turn it down. Like, sorry guys, I was fucking with you. You're Oxford United. I would rather set myself on fire. We'll go for Trapani. We'll go for Creti. Oh, why didn't you just stay where you were so I could figure out why that... Ugh. Wouldn't it be nice, chat? Wouldn't it be nice if this list... Stick with me here. It's a bold suggestion. Wouldn't it be nice if this list took up the entire screen? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was a way to do that in Unity? I know I'm asking for the impossible. But can you imagine if that was a thing that was possible to achieve in Unity? Hello, cheeky, what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, cheeky. Did you just link me to the Hellas Verona job? That's Serie fucking B, lads. They've won Serie A. Yes, they've probably just been relegated. Yeah, I know, but as a player, they finished 9th in Serie B. If we get that job, I'm sorry, we are cooking. We are cooking. They actually think we're a serious candidate. Alright, we may have to think this through. We may have to think that if we get offered the Verona job, I hate managing in Serie B, but I'll do it. Because that's a pretty good level. Some would argue the second tier of Italy. Korea might be scrambling. Korea might be like, alright, roll out the red carpet. Gimpo said no. Gimpo said no. Gimpo were like, nah. Nah, chief. No Gimpo for you. Only war gets Gimpo. Or Gimpo only hire 17-year-olds, which is, to be honest, a little bit more concerning. Taravao are disappointed with us. It's understandable. I can't imagine why they'd be upset that I maybe said I might have some interest in a job in the French third tier. Chongbok Chongjuo said no. So now my board doesn't like me. And we've not got the job in Korea that I thought would kind of be the lifeline. So that's nice. And to be fair, it's Union Rockfort. I thought it was Belgium's second tier. Yeah, and Union Rockfort presumably is a job that comes with cheese. So you can't get too mad. It's like you come with beaches and that's cool, but you don't come with cheese. And so far with the plan said I wasn't the right, but Kim Gyung Chul was not the guy. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this fella. His mum cuts his hair. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Imagine hiring a fella whose mum cuts his hair. The fans of cheese don't want me to have cheese. They said no cheese. Oh, guys, no cheese. It's starting to look a bit like we might be stuck in Tahiti. And like I could quit, but if anyone actually wanted us, they'd have said like, well, if you were to happen to be out of a job, you know. Rail said no. Sarpsborg said no. Fancy the trip to Norway. Fancy the trip. Finnharp said no. We've got. They just want us to avoid relegation anyway. Rill didn't think we were good enough to manage Rill. My word. I reckon if I applied for the job at Rill in real life, I'd get an interview. And I've got nowhere near the CV in real life that I've got in the game. Like, played a bit of semi-professional football over a decade ago. Still get me an interview at Rill. Right, this is starting to look somewhat desolate. Somewhat desolate. Look at Kit pinning the old website Shilly Bob. I just spotted that. Good work, Kit. I haven't figured out how to pin things yet. If I had, I'd have pinned more things. Bogota, we're not going to Colombia for a good old sniff. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'm beginning to think that no one wants us. I'm beginning to feel like no one wants us to manage them. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad you did that on purpose. I'm glad that was clearly not a thing you did by accident. Alright, we've now got clubs in the South African second tier saying no to us. Is there anything else of interest going? Because we're sort of at that stage now where if jobs were gonna come open, they'd be open. Alverca will go for Alverca. They'll probably say, no, I am going to apply for the job in India just to see if we get it. No one said no to managing in India. Richard Bay. Do I just have to sign players called Richard? Players called... Oh, I thought it was going to let me apply for FC Onyong. Right, we'll have a look at a few jobs in there. Norwegian Post-Nordlegen of Kingdow Manatee. Cheeky. Annecy, Boulogne. Wuppertal. Deutschland Arezzo. To be fair, Hellas haven't said no to us, have they? Unless I missed it. Hellas have not said no to us yet. just a thought. They haven't turned us down yet. Bergamo, they've just been relegated, sure. Metz, why not? Sochaux, why not? I'm feeling anti-social, but still, we'll go with it. Busan Eye Park. Why are you parking your eyes? Pure Swansea. That's the football team of Prifysgol Abertawe. That's the University of Swansea for those of you who don't speak Welsh. Welcome. Welcome to the non-Welsh speakers. You're more than welcome to be here, you just have to learn the language. Start by repeating after me. Bore da, Aberdui. That means, hello, how are you? That's right. If we end up in Wales, I will be giving Welsh lessons. They won't take long. That was most of the Welsh I know. I can also do Yaki da, which essentially means to your health. Right, we are not getting offered jobs. I think we're reaching a point where if we don't get another interview soon, we'll be having a debate about whether or not we go again for the Champions League or quit and see if we have more luck whilst unemployed. You've just signed Will Mellor to manage TNS. You having a laugh? Will Mellor? You thought Will Mellor was better at managing than I am? Especially women, Jesus Christ. You may also just friggin' pay for IVF. Oh, it's Cameron Mellor, okay. That joke would mean nothing to anybody who's not British. That's my favourite part of it. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Almost at a point where I feel like I'm comfortable stopping and saying we've hit the wall. But fair play. We'll see you soon. Have a good night. Enjoy your day tomorrow as best you can. I won't be up. I was supposed to go to bed about an hour ago. I certainly won't be up much longer. Kit, are you still lurking? Of course not. Is Ank starting to make wrapping up noises, or is she still deep in a side quest? Perfect. We'll get to the end of this month, then we'll go and we'll see Laang. Because I feel like it's going to be a chat decision what we do next. I want to make sure we've got everyone, all of the main gang here for this decision, because I am torn. I am torn between chasing another Champions League and quit and see who hires us. So, very much at a 50-50. Obviously, we work in 4D. It wasn't a mistake. We work in 4D. Come on. We're halfway through the last day of the month. Oh, there we go. Right. So we just try and win the league in this league. Fair enough, Liam. That's a fair shout. We'll talk about it properly tomorrow. That feels like a good shout, because we'll let everyone stick their penneth in to see what happens. Right. Thank you for being here, guys. I am going to send us all to Ankh because we love Ankh, and I'm fucking shattered. It's 2 a.m. But thank you for being here, guys. Thanks for being here, YouTube. Obviously, you won't be joining us with Ankh, but you should do one day. And yeah, till next time, all that good stuff. Let's go see our gorgeous friend Ankh, who has got candles today. I see Oh, she's a fire hazard. She's a Kit's warned. Kit's done a warning. It's cheeky, but it's fine. Are we all loaded up? Are we all ready? Are we all good to go? It looks like we could be all set. Boom, thanks guys.